Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast. Again, we have our own people. You got to stop DMing me and being like, oh my God, I can't find you on Apple anymore. You're not popping up my Spotify feed. YouTube, Ringer Reality. I'm not under the Ringer Reality YouTube umbrella anymore. They have taken off the leash. I've been given my own feed, for better or for worse. I'm on my own. I'm out of the nest. I'm no longer a stay-at-home son. So you can follow us on our new feed, Death, Taxes, and Bananas with Johnny Bananas on Spotify and YouTube, Death, Taxes, and Bananas, and then obviously our Instagram, where you may DM me if you'd like. Inappropriate things only. All right, let's get started. Big episode today, people. Today marks a historic first, the long-awaited crossover that nobody thought would actually happen. Kind of like the summit yesterday between Trump and Putin. Hopefully we have a ceasefire after this one. We couldn't get one yesterday. Maybe today we will. So joining me is the man behind the second greatest challenge podcast in existence. That's right. The Kirk Cousins of the game, Mr. Zach Nichols. It's been a long time in the making, as I said, mostly because Zach has been way too busy doing two things, making babies and downplaying this guy's contributions to the challenge. But today he has taken a break from both to sit across from me in studio.
Listen,
like Tony Romo, the man can predict plays, call the shots. But when it comes to winning the big one, let's just say he's no Tom Brady. So we don't know which direction this podcast is going to go, but judging by this intro, it's a little bit turbulent. Will Zach make it to the end, or will the thing implode in spectacular fashion? One thing's for sure, it is going to get spicy. Welcome to the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast, Mr. Zach Nichols.
Hey, thank you so much for that intro.
You're welcome.
Two things can be true, Johnny. You can look up to someone and still disagree with things. I love Tom Brady, but he kisses his son on the lips. See what I'm saying there?
I see that.
So while you think I downplay you, I have admitted most entertaining.
Thank
I have
you.
admitted the forefather. Like, you're at the top with the American flag. You are the challenge.
I appreciate it, man.
That being said,
okay,
I can have different opinions as well. And I never argue when people say that you are undoubtedly the greatest. I can't argue.
Well, there goes my whole fucking, there goes my whole list of questions.
What I will say,
God damn it.
But what I will say is, if I were to be in a final, I'm losing to all three, but I think I'm losing more to CT and Jordan than I am to you.
Now? Today?
At any point in
the way
career,
it currently stands.
The way it currently stands.
The way the landscape currently stands.
I can't talk shit about CT because I've seen him come in that type of shape and win.
Yeah.
You know?
It's scary.
If you put a pile of dog shit in front of us, we're not going to eat it very quickly or at all. CT's going to enjoy it.
He will.
And Jordan is just a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, CT doesn't have his career without you. You don't have your career without CT. It's like one of those things where I can't just come in and glaze you the whole time.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, we can argue, we can dispute, we can argue those, you know, and I do appreciate you giving me my flowers in that. I will say there's one thing that cannot be disputed. Nobody, and I mean nobody, decorates a podcast studio better than me. Your turn. Your turn.
What do you mean my turn?
Dude.
Oh, jeez, I don't even want to pull it.
Come on.
No.
Just pull it. Just pull it. It's okay, Zach. You're going to feel right at home.
Oh, gosh.
You're going to feel right at home.
Why is this so long?
Uh-oh. Oh, it's hooked on the eagle. Get it off the eagle. There we go.
1, 2,
There we go.
6.
Zach, listen, for those of you who don't know, all right, Zach, and I really do want to thank you for this. He just had another baby. I'm pretty sure his newborn is still covered in placenta, and he agreed to fly down here to Boca to come and do the show. So,
yeah, I asked Jen if I could come down before she was even home from the hospital. I was afraid.
She was like in the middle of literally pushing out the head, and you're like,
I was driving her home from the hospital. I'm like, the craziest thing happened.
Maybe.
And you know what? It speaks a lot to how much she loves you, because she was like, yeah, no, I think you should go. And I was like,
are you sure?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
But it's going to come up in a fight in 3 months. Like
That's why she's doing it. She's doing it so she could bank an argument for later on down the road. Guys do this all the time. I used to do this with girls. If they did something, I'd be like, I'm going to pretend like this doesn't bother me for now. But I'm storing it for a later date that I can now, go back into the files and be like, hey, do you remember the day that you, stayed out till 2 a.m. and woke up in another man's bed? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, that would be cool either way. But I was.
Well, I knew you. Listen, man, I just wanted you.
This one's a little. I don't know where you got this idea. This one's all right. This one kind of creeps me out as well. Like you can tell you haven't been around too many kids.
No, I have, just not live ones.
But you got the numbers wrong. I only have 4.
Well, no, this is foreshadowing.
I hope.
I mean, buddy, the track you're on, you and Nick Cannon, dude, I think are in competition for who can have the most babies at this point.
Yeah, I was thinking more Tyreek Hill.
Or him. Yeah.
No,
or me. I'm just saying, I don't know of any, but I'm sure there's a few out there.
Oh, dude. It's a lot. You know what's crazy?
Actually, is anything hitting your knee under there? No, underneath. No, like under the table.
There's a cord.
No, look under the cord.
Oh, my gosh.
The pacifier fell out, dude. Come on. You should know better than this.
You're
Jesus.
Right.
Thing's going to start.
This is my own kid, too.
Look at that. Is that how you cradle a baby? It's like a football.
Yeah. Cover the points.
Yeah.
Cover the points. I feel right at home, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I really did. I really appreciate you coming in, and I know you're being away from your baby, so I figured I'd bring you 7 of them.
Oh gosh.
All right.
That's a lot.
Okay, so we know about obviously, what you've been doing. You've been busy. In that regard, how's life as a podcaster? Where did this? You took some time away from the challenge. I don't know. Is this like a hold my beer or I'll be back situation, or is this like a moving on to greener pastures situation? Could have used you on 40. Just saying. Not sure what era you would have been in, but you saw the representation we had.
I would have been 3. I was 3 because I started a season after Leroy.
Okay.
So no, dude. Honestly,
how'd this all come about?
Okay, so obviously, I got after War of the Worlds 2, some health issues in the finals, and then there was some friction between me and whatever. And I basically chalked it out. I didn't tell. I wasn't like all these other guys who was like, comes out and it's like, I'm retired. But in my head, I'm like, I'm retired not by choice.
You don't ever say that because you always go back on it.
I never said that to anybody else besides basically my buddies and my family. I'm like, I don't think
Pierre's in the house. That's who he's referring to. That's who he just pointed at. Pierre's in the house. We will bring him on for his hot takes later.
And I will say that the longer I stayed away, it's like Neverland, how I explain it. The more I missed it. And I had the conversations to try to come back with the people that I thought would, whatever, and it didn't work. So the podcast thing actually started in 2019. Pierre and I, he had aspirations of getting into it, and I wanted to start a podcast because I purposely stopped doing podcasts early on in my challenge career.
Like other people's podcasts?
Any other podcast. Because I was like, someday I think I could really capitalize off of some of my stories and my ability to translate them. So I just kind of shut it down. And that was an idea we had, and then Jenna got pregnant with Anthony, and I was like,
who's Anthony?
My first son.
Oh.
My first child.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So
who's this Anthony guy?
Jenna got pregnant with Anthony, and things got busy, so we just kind of like pushed it aside. But also,
Anthony, the one upside down or the one hanging by his arm?
Anthony would be upside down.
Anthony's, okay.
She got pregnant with Anthony, and we just kind of went to the side, and then he actually moved to LA, and I just dropped it for a while. I had all the equipment and everything, but I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
I had no idea even how to plug it in. I'm like, why did I buy this?
Kind of like me DJing.
No, I think that's awesome, dude. I think it's hysterical. It's the best because I know, I just watch it and I laugh because I'm like, this guy, you're like the guy from Catch Me If You Can, your podcast, challenge champion, business owner. It's like you just.
Buddy, my dad always says, he goes, you just continue to fail up. I'm like, thanks, Dad. It's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Anyways, Pierre hits me up 2 years ago. Actually, this is right around our 2-year anniversary, and he's like, bro, come in, check out my studio. And at this point, I didn't even know if I was going to do it. And we went in there, we did like a pilot thing. Jenna came in and she did one, and it got a good traction. So I was like, let's just roll the dice. And then it just kind of went from there. But yes, I miss it. I would love to come back. I would love to compete. I have that in me, that competition.
Here's what makes you a good podcaster, and it's not your accurate takes on me on the show. You are you really are, for as much shit as I gave you in the intro, you're a great fucking analyst. And what I mean by that is you see things, you pick up on things that most people don't.
Yeah, dude, I laugh at the things that no one else is here. Like at the end of an episode, and like, Johnny, who you picking? Sexy Lexi. Like no one else is laughing at that, and I'm tearing up. Just like the little things like that, like, and I learned that from you. Like I got a lot of like, when they're panning out of things.
Yes.
You say something funny.
That's when you talk shit.
They're gonna bitch at you for saying it, but you always said more than likely it's gonna make air.
Bro, this season when we had to on 41, when we had to do the interrogation.
Yeah.
And we were all supposed to ask one question. Why are you here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I'd known Dee. I'd met Dee before she came on. Obviously, that was going to be my big challenge this season was not winning the final, but winning her affection. But it just so happened that we were doing the interrogation because they paired us. We didn't know who. They would just tell us, all right, you're next.
Yeah.
And when TJ fucking cues you, you step forward into the light.
Right.
So Dee walks in. I'm like, this is fucking perfect. Up to this point, no one had done anything but understand the assignment, which they were supposed to do. So I step forward and I'm like, do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, fucking Augustina steps out from behind. She goes, Bananas, come on. This is like a big moment. I step back. My whole thing is like, I love to double down.
Mm-hmm. If
they tell you not to, it's almost like most people don't have the balls to do it once.
Right.
It's almost like the Family Guy joke where it's like, something's not funny. Something's funny, you do until it's not, and then it gets annoying, but then you keep doing it, it gets funny again. That's kind of how I am. It's almost like, holy shit, this is actually funny again, because it's so, I doubled down on it, and no one could including, dude, Booth pulling his fucking hair out, because they want that to be this really intense moment, and they ended up using it. Right. I didn't think they would. Right. They ended up using it, and it's like, that's what we need a little bit sometimes, is that little bit of fucking, and people don't understand that, dude. Like, we'll get into 41, but even in 41, like, that whole shit when I got up and I was going on this whole diatribe about me being the challenge. It's like, people don't understand that it's like, if there's a moment, you fucking take it.
Oh, yeah.
And you just say things and you do things that other people aren't willing to do, aren't willing to say. And guess what? Then when the episode airs, now people are like, oh, okay, now I get why you were being such an asshole.
No, I get it too. I learned, like I said, I learned almost everything about the showmanship from watching you. Because you put everything out in front, which was something that most people are afraid of their stake in the game, so they kind of like navigate underneath the radar and have all off camera. You put everything out front.
I'm just there to make TV.
Right. That's my point, is like, you could probably do a lot better in the game, but one of your priorities is to be entertaining TV.
Well, I have to at this point, because if I don't, even when I am entertaining, they edit the fucking dog shit out of me. Not this season, but I think we know why, because obviously I did not have a very long stint on this season, so they had to get all the bananas in they could. But on 40, dude, I was intertwined in every single fucking storyline from the beginning, and until the halfway point when shit went sideways with Tori and I was a fucking ghost.
Which was great TV, though.
The Tori thing?
Oh, that was awesome.
Dude, I again, and like you said, do you know how many people tried to make us reconcile? Josh, Tori even came up to me and wanted to apologize. Michelle, I'm like, guys, no. We're in a point where we're playing roles. Mm-hmm. Okay? Tori, you could say the protagonist or the antagonist. I like to think that she was the antagonist and I was the protagonist because, I feel like I had a better, for once, I felt like I was in the right, even though some people might disagree.
But like, even if you don't feel like you're in the right, you have this ability to be stone cold, behind your convictions.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to watch. Like, it's like most people.
Make it.
Most people, like the river in Africa, the denial. You literally, I've never seen anyone literally know they're wrong and but be so convincing that they're not.
Yeah.
It's a skill. Like, to a point where most people are just like, ugh, like, you got me. But you're like, no.
See, I used to apply that to my relationships, and then they said that that's something called like gaslighting or something, so I had to kind of dial back on it a bit.
You are the best gaslighter.
Dude, I like to say I invented it. I was gaslighting before it even had. It's almost like, you know how like PTSD, like they used to call it shell shock. They didn't know what it was, and now it's like a diagnosed thing. I think I was gaslighting before it actually had a diagnosis, before there was actually
100%.
Yeah. It's a tool to have in your arsenal, but you got to be careful with it. Okay, so the challenge. Okay, you said it's like Never Neverland. Could not agree with you more.
Every time you hop back on that plane, you feel exactly the same age you did the first time you did it.
And why do you think I keep doing it, dude? I'm like the Matthew McConaughey. Instead of fucking dazed and confused, like the challenge, like no matter how old I get, they stay the same age.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy too because you're still public enemy number one.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like people have made their careers. I say this all the time. I said the one thing that Jordan and CT don't have against them that you do, Wes a little bit, but people have made it their career. Like that's like a lot of people's career achievement is like Tony.
Yep.
Devin.
Yep.
Wes for the longest time. Like Tori, they all make a career move by getting you out of the game.
Yeah.
That's an incredible amount of pressure.
It's also, it's not just getting me out of the game. I've said this too in the past. Alliances stay together based on me being in the house. This happened on Final Reckoning. And because alliances remember Final Reckoning, the young bitches and the lavender losers, they were all banded together because they had one common focus, and that was me.
Right.
The same with season 40. And now this season again, what's going to be really interesting, and you're going to see because shit is about to go fucking haywire. It's very easy for everybody to play nice in the sandbox and to be on the same page and to fucking be in this alliance when they have like the boogeyman or that one common enemy, the big bad wolf, which has been me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gone. And there's like this momentary, like everyone's jumping for joy, but you could see the looks in everyone's faces after I was gone. They were all looking around like, oh, fuck, now what?
Yeah. That's why on Final Reckoning, I'm like, we have the perfect setup.
Yeah.
Because not only are we protected by the boogeyman, but also everyone else
on both sides
is coming for the boogeyman. So we would have, like, it was like a wave. We would just walk right behind it.
Yeah. Well, you had Amanda, who was obviously totally protected from that big alliance, and then you had Tony, which obviously neutralized you from me.
Right.
So yeah, that was a big setup. All right. So you're coming back or not? What's going on?
I don't think so. I would love to.
Is it the kids?
Well, so there is the aspect that if I were to go, I might be so distraught over being away from them that I don't know if I'd be able to compete at my best just because, I don't even know. They go away for like a week or two at a time to New York and I'll stay home and that's hard. So I can't imagine any longer. But no, I honestly think I'm on the blacklist, buddy.
So you think that's why you think you're blacklisted?
It's 100% because I've had conversations and it started out like, oh, we didn't know you even wanted to come back. And like, to be honest with you, Jenna wants me to come back more than she probably has been pushing for me more than I've pushed for me at this point. And I had the conversations. I thought things went well. But then after All Stars 5, when they casted Frank, Sam, and Ashley, the three that I won with, but didn't bring me on that show, when I literally was in Mark's ear, like, if there's a one, this is the one. And Jenna, same thing. Like, you should go on this one. I didn't even get availability. The last availability call I got was USA 2. That was the one that, there's only been two.
Yeah. USA 2. CBS.
I got an availability call, but they didn't call me. They called Jenna to ask if I was available. She said yes. I think like I burned some serious bridges for sure.
But trust me, you may have, but so have a lot of other people who've been invited back. Ashley Mitchell, Paulie. Like, I feel like there's people who CT, when he used to beat the shit out of fucking everybody, including the production team.
He used the cement wall as a cheese grater in someone's face.
So I'm saying, I don't ever think, unless your name is D and not this D, not my empanada, but D or Camilla, I don't think there's ever like a permanent blacklist, dude.
Let's hope not. We'll see. But you know what's the sad part is I feel like my first 4 seasons or whatever it was before Bloodlines, I was an idiot. I don't even know, like I shouldn't have.
My first 14.
Right. And then I took that little break and I came back and then that's when I kind of started to take notes and be like, wow, like I could make a career out of this. And that was when I was like 28. And then, like I said, there was, I did 29, kind of whatever, All-Star. We did that Champs for Stars. And then I was Vendetta's on through War of the Worlds 2. I made 2 out of 4 finals and one time I threw myself in. So I feel like I was just getting into what would have been my prime. And then there's a bunch of stuff that happened, but I got called for the one after 35. And then I did my Total Madness. And then they told me I didn't fit the theme. And then some other stuff happened. And that's probably what happened after that is more of why I'm not back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, could have used you on 40, I guess, even though you would have been on a different era than mine. I will say, and again, it's like when you look at era 2, like the male representation for that was just
underwhelming.
Beyond underwhelming.
I wish they would have given you Tyler.
I wish Wes would have done it. I mean, obviously, Kenny and Evan are part of the list you were talking about too earlier, but it's like that. I mean, that would have been an epic. Our girls were fucking stacked.
Yeah, if you had your guys.
But that also goes to show in what I like to call like the dark days of the challenge, there was a few seasons that were just like, what the fuck is even keeping the lights on? I had nothing to work with. Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah.
What was right before? I always get fucking seasons. I can't even think. I'm just saying there was about a 3 or 4 season run that was just like
Bloodlines, Rivals 3, and then 29.
Well, okay, yes, exactly. Rivals 3, the only thing that like really made that season as memorable as it was the money grab at the end.
Yeah.
Which is another topic that that still likes to be debated. I saw that you had Sarah and Susie on a while ago, and Sarah had a terrible take because you were there on this is actually when you and Jenna met.
I wasn't there when it happened though.
No, you weren't there when it happened, but you were there for the season.
Yeah.
And what I found out and a lot of people like to look at the money grab and they like to be like, oh, well, you fucking were partners in that and she helped you to the end. Whatever. My point is on X's when it happened, we went into the game as allies. I put my differences aside with Jordan, who I fucking hated. And
oh yeah,
how much I hated Jordan after Final Reckoning. I mean, free agents and fucking Rivals 2.
Yeah.
Hated him, dude. Like more than fucking anything, hated him. And I came into that season and Sarah's like, listen, we're friends. We've always been friends. I haven't been back in a while. We went rock climbing before, blah. Could you, as a friend, can you put your differences aside with Jordan for me? Fucking absolutely. And I did. And that was the thing is, I was under the impression that we were allies. I was under the impression that we were working together. Meanwhile, and I find out when the editing came out that in fact she was just biding her time and waiting until the opportunity to cut my throat. So, and then her excuse at the end was, well, I never promised him anything. I never promised that we were allies. I never promised. I was only out looking for one person. And I'm like, okay. So then I was doing the exact same thing. So all I'm doing now in Rivals 3 is applying the new rules of the game that you set and applying them to you. Now, did I have control of the format? No. Was I the one that was like, did I know from the beginning of the show that it was going to be this fucking money grab? No, but when the opportunity presented itself, A, I did it for the money, but B, like you said before, I'm a fucking showman and I did it for the moment.
Right.
We wouldn't be here talking about it if I wouldn't have. And I'm a fucking spiteful prick and I felt like that was, some retribution as well.
Listen, I don't even fault Ashley for doing what she did to Hunter. It's part of the game. And like now looking at it, if I could take home $500,000 or $1 million for my family, like
yep.
Very few people am I sharing that with.
Yeah.
Tony's one of them maybe, just because I love Tony.
Yeah.
I know his situation. Like he's got $2. I don't want to take money from someone's kids. Same thing with Kyle, but I think Kyle might even stink the money from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen Kyle pull some stuff where I'm like, I don't know. So I never fault anyone. In fact, if they make it a rule, no one should fault you for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing is...
You don't, like you said, she was playing both sides that entire game,
Unbeknownst to me.
I don't know if I've ever seen you play two sides of the house, to be honest with you.
Thank you. And see, this is the other thing that people come into the house every season, the vets, and they convince the rookies, Bananas is a snake, he's a piece of shit, he'll fuck you over and he'll fucking sell the shoes off his dead grandmother, he'll fucking stab you in the back and in the face. And I'm like, please all that anyone ever wants to mention is Paula on the island, which that can be fucking argued, and then Sarah on Rivals 3. Other than that, when I give someone my word and when I am fucking working with somebody, I am loyal almost to a fault because it has come back and fucking bit me in the ass so many times. So my thing is like, I don't know where, and fans always say this, and I'll always be like, please state specific facts.
Yeah.
Like, where does this reputation for me come from that I am this fucking evil, stab you in the fucking back and smile on your face type of person?
I just think you've always chose your side.
Yeah.
You've never done the like Ashley Mitchell or the Zach Nichols where it's like, I got 3 or 4 people here, 3 or 4 people there.
I can't.
Like, go for it. You really can't. But like, that's where I capitalized off of your personality because I'm like, listen, everyone wants to go for them. But I will say, as soon as you leave a house, in my head, like, for example, Vendettas, that's my favorite example because, like, everything in that season fell in place perfectly until the final for me. Literally everything, like, to a point where it's like, you left, same thing can be said for exes too. When you and Nani were gone, or on Vendettas, when you go, there was such a void in the house. It almost felt like I was like, my lead blockers just gave me a hole I could drive a car through. Like Darrell came in to be a mercenary, and at one point he turned around and was like, come here. He's like, how are you going to lose this?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not, but shut up.
Wait, that was Vendettas?
Vendettas.
Yeah.
After you went home, Darrell came in, or I don't know at what point, but Darrell literally was like, and he's like, you can't not win this. This is insane. Like, there's no one here.
Our first season together was X's too.
No, it was Rivals too.
That's what I meant.
I was a minion.
Dude, this is how bad I am at this, bro. I can't. I've been on too many fucking seasons.
It is funny when they're like, all right, let's put the seasons in order, and you're like, yeah.
You know how long it took me to try and memorize, bro? We thought it was in the final on Challenge USA, and bro, when I tell you, I had flashcards. I was fucking studying. I was coming up with like, I don't know what they call those things, sonograms or whatever, to like, remember.
Yeah, like haikus?
Yes. Fucking, I was like creating rap songs. You're right. Okay, so it was Rivals 2. We came on, and I felt like going into that season, they made me and Frank rivals because of what we said to each other on Twitter.
Yeah, you were salivating because I think you thought you were going to be with CT. Because Frank
or Wes.
Yeah, well, Frank could have been with Wes at that point.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense, Frank and Wes, you and CT at that point. For real, because Frank literally like had a moment like freaking out on Battle of the Seasons with Wes. Frank orchestrated getting Wes out. So that's what we all thought was he was going to be with Wes, you were going to be with CT.
So where did this, because this is what's always perplexed me. Where did and by our, I mean you and I, it seems like every single other person, vet especially, that's ever been on the show, CT, Wes, Jordan, Tony, you've worked hand in glove with every single one of these guys and never turned on them. But with me, it was never the case. With me, I always felt like even though you and I would talk, and even though I was like, all right, I think we're good, I felt like every single season you were also working against me. Vendettas with the whole Tony thing. I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, we're here now. The show's over. I don't give a fuck. You knew which way that vote was going. It was easy for you to burn your vote knowing that I was going in. Yeah. Tony at that point was, probably still is, very easily like swayed to do things. He even said production's the one that like gassed me up to do it because they said it'd be a good move. I think everyone in the house did.
Then he tried to vote me in later because he said production gassed him up to do the same thing.
Free agent, same thing. You came, you were obviously with CT, Jordan, Riley, that whole contingency. You and CT are the ones that convinced Jordan to fucking flip the cards and going against me. War of the Worlds won. I was like, all right, cool. We're coming into this. And it's like, I was against Wes and you were against Wes, but then you throw the ball to Wes and that's what fucking makes Wes win. So anyways, I guess what I've always been confused on is like, where's the divide? Like, where's the divide been? Is there something that I don't know about that happened that caused you to be like, never going to work with this fucking guy? Really?
Dude, honestly, so let's start with the first one, which was Rivals 2. I don't really think I was against you because you had Frank.
Exactly.
I think I was trying to get my footing in the game because it was my first season, let's be honest.
The only 2 seasons where I feel like you weren't against me were the ones where I was paired up. It was Vendettas because Final Reckoning because of Tony, and then Rivals because of Frank.
Okay, so we won't talk about the Rivals because, like I said, I came out hot, went home, whatever. So then it would be X's, right? So X's 2 was probably the first time or Free Agents. Free Agents, I think we were just on opposite sides just based off of the fact that we hadn't really worked together ever. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't in Rivals long enough for us to really even get like a friendship even. Like, I was gone in the first 3 weeks. But the way I saw it on X's was we had a conversation and I knew that we were good. However, within the first 3 days of being there, Jordan and Sarah sat me down and were like, listen, we're not going to go for you. You don't go for us. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Jordan and I kind of always had that. Like, I'm not going to play game. I'm not going to be like your like stone-clad alliance, but I'll never say your name, but I'll never tell you what to do. Don't say my name. Then Wes pulls me aside and he's like, listen, you're my number 2 or 3. And I'm like, that's pretty good protection to have Bananas, Jordan and Sarah, and Wes all saying they're not going to say my name. Now, where it went sour was we won the 4th challenge, and I had you being like, bro, if you're working with me, you have to put Wes first. And I was like, well, if I put Wes first, then everything that, like, I'm not safe anymore from that angle. So I figured by putting Wes second, it was good enough. It clearly wasn't because he won and then Leroy lost and then Wes did what he did. But I was just trying to play the middle and be as safe as possible because I had won my first one and then came into Rivals 2 and won the first 2 challenges. And at that point, I'm thinking, bro, I'm going to be a millionaire from this show. And then we shit the bed, went home. So now I want the money. So I'm all about the money. And I'm like, if I'm protected from everyone and you just sniffed it out and called me out because you were the only one that really didn't have the conversation of like, they pulled me aside. Like we were just good from free agents. Like we shared the room on the way home. Mm-hmm. And I just, in my head, it's like, okay, I can work with Johnny without doing everything that he wants. And you were like, no, I'm going to call you out for that. Mm-hmm. And you called me out and I felt like shit. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to make an enemy out of potentially the second best person here.
Yeah.
So that was that one. And and so then fast forward to Vendettas. The only person that could beat me on Vendettas was you or Joss. And I knew we were going to take care of Joss early on and we did. And so when Devin's begging Tony and I'm sitting there, because like I said, if I'm going to be in a challenge house and you or Leroy are there, I may not room with you guys, but I'm going to be talking because you guys, I feel like we have like a lot in similarities.
Just going back to exes real quick before we move on from that. You could say that like, oh, Jordan, talked to me and Wes, they offered me these great deals. Neither one of them saved you when you were fucking naked in a
Very
coma.
true. Oh yeah. Well, no, I woke up in Jordan's lap, but you poured the Coke in my mouth. I thought you were gonna going for something different, but yeah. Should we tell that story? So I have like some stomach issues. Like I don't agree with all this food.
It was partially that you just weren't eating, bro. I didn't see you eat anything other than fucking protein bars for like 2 weeks. You've never been more massive in the entire life. This motherfucker was hang cleaning refrigerators on on our gym that was upstairs. And I mean, dude, I don't think I've ever seen you like as massive as you were that season. You had like earthworms in your stomach, dude. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
I was ready to party and I was ready to like win. But the food there was messing my stomach up. And after Rivals 2, I actually ended up in the hospital with a staph infection that was in my stomach and then was in my arm. And I had this it was disgusting.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of scarred from the food. So I brought like peanut butter, protein bars, protein shakes. And that's all I was surviving on. But you can't do that when you're going out and partying like a rock star. So we get back from the bar and I just felt uncomfortable. And I didn't know that I was literally, luckily you were the only one that knew what happened to me. And I was like, man, maybe I just got to take a shit. Well, I tried to do that. And then next thing I know, I'm in Jordan's arms, butt ass naked, pants on my ankles. And Johnny's opening my mouth and dumping Coca-Cola down my throat. And it revived me instantly. So basically I had nothing.
You were in diabetic shock.
Diabetic shock. And Jordan picked me up and Johnny poured Coca-Cola down my throat.
Yeah. Where the fuck was Wes?
Saved my life.
Who was holding your foot? I remember it was almost like Jordan and I were actually doing important. Like Jordan's first instinct was just to get behind you when you were ass naked and cradle you in his underwear.
And he was also in his underwear, was really uncomfortable.
And then I'm like, dude, he's definitely in. I've seen this before. My college roommate was diabetic. Yeah. He's literally he needs fucking soda. He needs sugar. So someone would grab me a Coke. And then I remember when we were pouring in, it was like Jordan was holding you. I'm seeing the dumping Coke in your mouth. And then I forgot who it was. It was just
Knight. It was Knight.
Was it Knight?
Knight.
Just holding your foot.
I just wanted to be part of the moment, but I think everyone was like, dude, you're going to make it worse. Get the hell away from him. No, you saved my life. I could have died from that, right? Yeah. So, no, that's bullshit. But I know
that is bullshit. I saved your life and you fucking still won't work with me.
I am more upset after looking back at my career as a semi-mature adult with Wes than anybody else, to be 100% honest.
You're what?
More upset with Wes than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because what ended up happening later that season, and I don't know what you would have done in this situation, but Leroy won. I should have won the challenge, but again, I got a technicality, so we lost. And Leroy came in and was like, hey, we're good. Okay. So then Wes goes and says, hey, Leroy, I know you want to throw me in, but just so you know, Zach's been working with me behind the scenes this whole game. And then Leroy came in and was like, hey, I'm throwing you in because Wes said if I throw you in, I get your spot. And I didn't argue it, but I was like, I kind of think that's pretty shady of him to do, because was I working with him? Essentially, yes, but
welcome to my world, Zach.
But it wasn't like I would have never done that to Wes. If, like I said, someone tells me I'm throwing you in, all right. But Wes went and was a weasel and basically told some truths to Leroy. So that was number one thing that pissed me off with Wes. The other thing that pissed me off with Wes was we all know why I was on War of the Worlds 1. Everyone knows that now. I've been honest about it. I felt like Wes weaponized that against me in that situation. I obviously didn't want to win that football challenge, and I was in a bad spot, and that's no excuse. I was in a bad spot because of obviously the temperature of the house and like how I was basically taking all the heat. I got picked last. I obviously wasn't trying to win the challenge. It was a football challenge. I literally ripped
the mud ball.
I ripped the ball out of someone's hands. I could have trudged my way to the end zone, but I was just in such a bad place. Knew I couldn't win. Knew I couldn't even be there for another 3 weeks. And I even pulled Wes aside and was like, I didn't mean to throw it to you. I would have thrown it to anyone in that situation. And if I could go back, I would wish I would have turned around and handed it to Kyle. I didn't even know Kyle was there because in my head, I was like, just get rid of it. I don't even want to be here. This is miserable. My sister's getting married in 3 weeks. And I feel like I shouldn't have told Wes everything because I feel like more than anyone, he weaponized it against me. Of course. And I was just so angry.
It's called, it's current, information is currency in the
And I only told Paulie and Cara and then you and Wes. And I felt like Paulie and Cara almost forgot about it when I got there because I'm like, guys, you don't have to go this hard on me. Like, I'm not a threat anymore. But I feel like Wes, like I went up to him and I said, hey, I would have thrown that to anyone. Do me a solid knowing that I just did you a favor and don't throw Johnny in. And then when he did that, I was like, dude,
especially when and this is what I always said. I mean, Wes and I are good now, but if we're going back and putting myself in my mindset at that point in time, Wes was the biggest fucking piece of shit scumbag on earth, dude. And you're right. That season, I won the first challenge.
Yeah.
And I had the ability to throw him in. But I was like, you know what? This fucking poor guy. I actually felt bad for him. Walking around the house, moping around. Oh, I'm going to fucking go home. And I was like, you know what, Wes? I'm going to give you a fucking stay. Too early for this, dude. Not going to come after you. All good. Thinking that, just as a fucking competitor when he would return the favor. Boy, was I wrong.
And I begged him. I was like, please.
Yeah.
And then it just became this huge mess. That was the worst place I've ever been on a show because of A, like my relationship stuff, but B, because going into a situation where you know you're going to end up a loser doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
That just and I really regret even.
Yeah. Like me going to the challenge, the season 40 final. Yep. Nope. I know how that feels.
Yeah. That was just all swimming.
That's so stupid.
That was ridiculous.
Okay, but and I guess this is my point, dude. And this is like kind of like the larger. I feel like a lot of times when I complain, all right, I feel like I am justified in griping because when I show up to a season, and here's the thing, I've made my bed and I'm happy laying in it. I just don't want people to tell me that the bed I'm laying in isn't the one that I made, or I'm not aware that I'm laying in bed because I will literally be like, dude, the entire fucking house is against me. And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
It's like,
what do you mean? No one's talking about you. No one's saying your name. There's no alliance against you. I'm like, guys, I don't give a fuck if you are. Just don't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Yeah, that's actually my frustration with this season right now is it's like they're all behind the scenes having these conversations like, when he gets out of here, he can't control the game. We would love to see him become a hangnail. And then in the deliberation to people's faces, they're like, this isn't about you.
Yeah.
But everyone watching is seeing what you're saying. Do you not know you're literally talking your shit and then trying to tell him, like, here, shit in my hand, tell me it's roses.
It blows my fucking mind. But like, and that's what I'm saying. So when I complain, so kind of what you just said about Wes weaponizing information that you gave him when it comes to Leroy, I almost feel like with certain people, when people do that, it's almost like the Wes in the situation is the scumbag because it happened to you or happened to somebody else. With me, no matter who turns their back on me, no matter who betrays me, no matter how close they are to me, no matter whether it's Leroy or what, there's always a justification there because it's like, oh, well, it's bananas. Who fucking cares? It's bananas. He's won enough times. So it's almost as if it's like the same rules don't apply to people fucking turning their back or betraying me or with the Tony situation and vendettas. That one really hurt me. I think Sarah and Tony were 1A and 1B of the two biggest betrayals in my life. And Tony even a little more because I felt like from the second Tony stepped foot on the challenge in Bloodlines, I looked at him like a little brother that I need to protect, dude.
Yeah.
Because I saw him as this unhinged lunatic, dude. And I love the guy to death.
To lose at home, too.
Exactly. Had things to lose. I also knew what his situation was growing up, without his dad and that traumatic event in his life. And I always looked at Tony as like somebody that's like, you're your own worst enemy. this environment is very dangerous from you if you don't have somebody that's going to give you fucking boundaries, right? And I felt like I expended a lot of my potential capital over seasons just trying to keep him in line and keep him from basically being his own worst enemy. And then I felt like we got to vendettas. I think part of it was people in his ear, but I think more than anything, and we've talked about this since, him and I, he in his mind saw it as, oh, I'm your little brother. I'm the puppy dog. I want to get out from under your shadow. But it's like, Tony, I never necessarily saw you as being subservient to me or lower than me. I just saw this as a situation where it's like I was just there as a mentor and helping provide you guidance.
Right.
And I think he just misinterpreted that. And I think that move, him basically voting me in, was his way of, it was like his coming out party.
Right.
Like I am no longer, now this is going to be like, I'm now Tony, I'm now free to like walk on my own 2 feet and I'm no longer following your footsteps. And that's why that one really hurt me, because I was just like, damn, dude, like.
You're not trying to do that, but a 7-time champ casts a shadow.
Yeah. I get it.
CT casts a shadow.
I get it.
And when you guys aren't there, there's opportunities not only to win, but to make your own character evolve.
Yes.
And so I think that Tony didn't want to be seen as, one of the disciples anymore, for lack of a better term. I think he wanted to be the guy. And I think a lot of people were gassing him up. And he was talking to me at night, and I just kept saying, like, listen, this isn't my move to make. I don't have the stones to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have, like, that. I may be ruthless and I may be sneaky in a lot of situations, but I told him, I actually don't have, I don't have the balls to do this. And now if I jump on that bandwagon, I'm a loser for being like, oh yeah. So I was like, I'm just going to play my own game here. If Bananas goes home, ultimately, like, that to me, now I have a clear I should have won that season. I should have been the male winner. I wish I was, because I would have probably been able to retire, because the amount of money I would have made would have been stupid. Because I won when you got, toilet paper.
Me too.
Yeah.
A T-Mobile sidekick and fucking 20 grand for fucking running into CT in a trench.
Yeah, I got 67.5 for my win, which is amazing money. But if I win Vendettas, I think the difference is 70 to fourth something, because the pot or whatever. So I was like, listen, this is a game, and this is a good move for my game. I don't have the balls to make it. I'm going to let you do your thing. And he actually tried to do the same thing to me in the last challenge of the season, and Cara and Kayla. And I didn't know this, because by the time it aired, we were filming a different season. So I never watched it. And Cara finally pulled me aside on Final Reckoning and was like, Tony was trying to pull you in. And the night before I stalemated with Amanda, me and Tony were at the bar, and I said, dude, we made a pact when you were sick in Vendettas that, listen, we can work with whoever we want, but let's just have each other's backs, and let's make this a thing. And we shook on it. And then the next day, it's like, if I turn now, I'm the ultimate scumbag. But I didn't have the balls to make that move. But in my head, I'm like, if Bananas goes in, goes home, I'm going to win. Yeah. That's why I did it. And I can say that now. And it's because here's the thing, I'm not going to do that myself, because I already know if I'm first of all,
it's way better. Are you kidding me? It's way better to hire a hitman, and the blood's not on your hands,
I was
dude.
taking after,
I get it.
So my thing is even if you knew, because when you came back for the final, you looked at Tony first, but you also shot me a glance. And then when I came in to play, I thought we were going to have a sword or something. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, this is not a good look for me. And it wasn't. You were pissed. But my thing is if we did another season, I at least am going to be around longer than Tony. I never wanted to be the guy that made the direct shot. Yeah. Let someone else.
Well, but that wasn't the only time. I think one of the all-time greatest moves that you guys, and I'm glad I came out on the fucking winning end of it, but was you and CT gassing up Jordan on free agents. I know we talked about it, to flip the cards. Everyone remembers the move. Mm. You guys don't get enough credit for being the ones. And this is CT's game. This is why he's fucking brilliant. This is what he continues to do. CT is amazing at leaving this little trail of breadcrumbs that somebody follows and picks them up, and then ends up in the fucking witch's oven, dude, burning. And it's because of the trail that he left them. He does it once Jordan, it was oh, maybe you should go in and flip the cards. And once he agreed to do it, there was no turning back.
No, right. He didn't want to do it, I don't think. Because remember, he was talking to Laura. Oh, dude, that was...
I've never met anyone who is easier to if you stroke their ego enough, you could get them to, you could convince Jordan to fucking run out into traffic head first into a semi truck if you were like, dude, the truck says it could beat you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, so that's the thing is I like to watch the greats and then base little things off of them. Like, why do you think when I came back, I wasn't 240, I was 215 because I knew like, I'm not going to win anything like that anymore. So I saw CT's moves. I saw your showmanship and I was like, let me blend that and let me like not get, cause like, if you're continually coming back season after season, like you can't like Frank comes in and Frank makes it like on All-Stars and he makes a huge splash.
Yeah.
But then Frank's like, yeah, I'm good. And then he'll come back in 5 years when everyone forgets about Frank. I was like, hey, I'm a career guy. I want to do as many as possible. Sign me up for every single one if I can. And so I'm like, I have to navigate this perfectly, which is why on Final Reckoning, let's just say I'm like, hey, I'm a lavender lady today, and I do that, I stand no chance in the next 2 or 3 seasons because you're mad, Tony's mad, and then I'm not going to fit in with the lavender losers anyway. So I was like, you know what? If there's a hill to die on, this is the one because I love Bananas. I love Tony. And if I make this move to be like, hey, my hands are clean, I'll never come back from that. I'll almost be a pariah because the lavender losers are never going to accept me as one. But
you don't ever want to be a mariah. Don't do that.
A pariah.
I know.
But they were going, By the way, I might have had the greatest quote on that when everyone was like, when Tori was like, Bananas is heartbroken. I'm like, he wants you to think he's heartbroken, but that guy is in a puddle of trim. As soon as this thing went down, Bananas wasted no time.
Buddy, I said there's dodging bullets and there's dodging fucking intercontinental ballistic missiles, dude.
So yeah, I mean, listen, man, like I said it last week, you are the winningest person. It's like, Tom, like, dude, you always want to get the guy that's going to like.
And I guess the reason why, what's annoying is it's almost like I see the game sometimes that like CT's able to play and Jordan's able to play. And it's like, I think what annoys me more than anything is like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that, right? And they're both completely, they obviously both have completely different ways about doing it. But if I am the one that is the most, whatever, that everyone comes after every season is the most feared in the game, then why the fuck, then why is there even a conversation who the GOAT is? Because then it's like, you can have a CT and a Jordan who everyone's like, he's better than you. He's fucking better than you. He's more intimidating. He's scarier. He can run faster. He can swim fast. But okay, so then why the fuck aren't they targeted day one and throughout the entire season over and over and over and over? Why is CT, and I think we know this season, I mean, CT's not, his former self, but not once has his name even come up.
No.
My name was getting tossed around the night we fucking arrived, dude. I didn't know these Brits from a goddamn hole in the wall, and somehow it's already like, yep, your name's already up. So it's like...
That was Olivia's mission going into this.
It was. And I think and that's what it is. I think more than anything, I'm just annoyed that it's like, God damn it, dude. Like, I would love to be able to play the floater one season or play multiple sides or just go in and just be able to fucking have a vacation for a couple weeks before the heat's on me. And it's just never the case. And then when I bitch about it, or not even bitch about it, then when I
make light of it,
or when I draw attention to it, now I'm being a fucking whiner and I'm playing the victim. I'm like, no, I'm not. All I'm trying to do is show you that yes, Jordan is a fucking absolute freak of nature and a great competitor. Greatest endurance athlete we've ever seen. Yes, CT is a fucking monster, one of the scariest human beings we've ever seen on the challenge, and is smarter than a motherfucker and does things guys his size shouldn't be able to do. But at the same time, they don't have the same path every season that I do to make it to a final.
No, but you also don't have it in your personality to play that game.
I don't think I would be able to.
No, you couldn't just be quiet for weeks.
I'm just saying, even if I tried, though, I don't think,
But you also do more consecutive seasons than anyone else, too. So it's like every wound you make, you have to deal with it when it's fresh.
Yeah.
Like if I came back on 40, like I don't think you'd be like, I'm going to get you for vendettas. You'd probably be like, dude, like, or like even on this one, like, who do you know, Zach? And I'd be like, no one. You'd be like, exactly.
Can I tell you where I think, and it's funny because it just dawned on me, and this often goes so overlooked. I think where the rift between you and I think where it started and where it's never healed, at least from your behalf, was Champs versus Stars. And me convincing Emily to pick CT to go to that final.
That hurt bad. But what I will say is now...
Most people don't know. Most people forget about that.
I've told this story. Yeah, we got the Champs versus Stars final. And like, if I had done better in that swimming challenge, it would have been much different for me. But what I will say is I call myself the most underwhelming best athlete to be on the show. Like when I was out doing the show, I was a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Like, I had weaknesses for sure, but like if it came to certain things that were in my wheelhouse, like forget about it. But my elimination record, underwhelming. My finals record, very underwhelming. But like Bo Jackson, like you couldn't handle me in certain things. I dominated Champs for Stars. Like I dominated that show. Like I was I was the horsepower, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just figured at that point, in that moment, I was like, they cannot take me. But I was mad. I was mad when I didn't get taken to the final because I lost out on, some cash. And for my charity, I lost out for cash, more importantly, obviously. But when you explained it to me, that's almost when I was like, now I look back at it, like it totally makes sense. You and me are very similar in strengths, very similar in weaknesses. CT is on the opposite side of us, and he can do the puzzles better. He can eat better. So it's like you protected yourself from all angles in that final. We win that final either way, but that hurt. But I get it. I got it even then.
And you're saying that wasn't, you didn't take that with you onto future
No,
seasons.
I'm saying now I get it. But of course I took it back. And so that's when they were like on Vendettas, which was my next one out. Tony's like, I'm going to do this. I'm like, I'm not going to stop you, but I don't have the balls to do that. Because it is true. Like, I do see your guys' side, which is why at the reunion, I was like, when your voice gets like quivery, like you're going to cry? Yeah. I was there. Because I did feel bad because it's like, I do get along with you guys better. But then there's always that like game life. Like, they blend. And that was, listen, I've been as shady as them all.
Yeah.
And I've never hid from that. I tried to, but I've never hid from that. Like, after the Vendettas reunion, I called Jen and I was like, I'm not doing 40, or I'm not doing the next one. I'm not doing Final Reckoning because I'm like, Leroy and Bananas are disappointed in me, like, whatever. So, like there are moves that I totally regret.
And I will say this, dude, because looking back on that, I also thought that was twofold. It was obviously like, let me bring CT on because of his skill set. But I also thought, I was like, all right, maybe this will be a watershed moment for CT and I, because up to that point, there had always been like this Cold War, more so on his behalf than mine. But he would never take a direct shot at me, but was always behind the scenes fighting proxy wars against me, getting people. So
he still is.
So that's what I'm saying. So I thought that, you know what, I'm going to, obviously, like, again, we were close to, we were working out all the time at that. Remember, fucking sprinting up the hill and shit, whatever. And I know you and Emily, but I was like, all right, maybe this might be what I need to do to convince CT that it's like, all right, moving forward, let's put this shit behind us and let's just go in and let's work together.
Yeah.
Never came to fruition. And like you said, in fact, this season, bro, and we were just like, dude, I just brought him to fucking Vegas. Like, we've spent, outside of the show, him and I are thicker than thieves, dude. But it's like the second we get back on, this used to be like me and Wes. You just fall right back in these old habits. And watching this season and literally seeing him, like talking to Libby the other day and being like, oh, well, so what are you going to do with that? Almost like convincing her that it's like, yes, making Banana the hangnail. Yeah. And then he even says in his interview, he goes, oh, this might just be too juicy not to take. And I'm just like, bro, at what point do you say that, like, all right, you know what? Us vets are a dying breed. Yeah. At what point do you just put whatever bullshit, whatever animosity, and whatever game you used to play aside, and you're just like, we need to protect each other? That's where me and Wes got to. Me and Wes got to the point where it's like, Wes, how fucking dumb are we? Okay? When we go on and we immediately battle against each other, you know what we're doing? We're giving everybody else a fucking free ride. We're letting all these rookies take our fucking show.
I agree. Listen, I'm upset that I wasn't around for the time that you and Wes mended fences. Yeah. Because that would have been beautiful for my game. Because I was always, like I said, I love Wes. Like, Wes texts me regularly. He actually scolded me the other day. But anyways, like, he scolded me. But like, Wes has always been also another mentor. I know he's full of shit 75% of the time, but when you know that.
But he's so convincing that he convinces you. It's like, wait a minute, I know the fucking world is round, but Jesus, you're making a really excellent argument for why it's not.
And you have to remember he's full of shit. So I loved you both, but it was just like, I almost felt like your guys' like stepchild. Yeah. You know? Like,
really?
Like, yeah, like it was like Wes would be like, I'm going to throw him. I'm like, dude, don't throw him in. Like, he didn't throw you in, and Wes does it anyways. And now you're mad at me because I threw him the ball when I'm just like, I probably should have been in a psychiatrist's office instead of that house at that point. Yeah. You know? So anyways, I wish I could have been around for you guys to get along, because I always got along with both of you, and both of you guys were always willing to work with me. The only problem I had with you guys was that you were both trying to make me essentially choose a side. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
with CT, like CT was the first, on the way to Rivals too, he's the first person I ever, from a vet besides West Week, we were at the airport together and he kind of was like, I want nothing to do with you ever. And I was looking at him thinking the same thing because when he came into that, remember he had like 40 party wristbands on and he just looked like a wild man. I was like, I understand that. I don't know, man. It's just like the game. I would always take it like challenge by challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to fully commit to something because
you didn't have to.
I didn't have to.
So, and that's the thing. And
you guys made my game so easy.
And as much as I want to say, like, okay, Josh, for example, Josh got so much shit on 40 for floating, but it's like he had the perfect setup.
Josh took my spot.
Yeah.
Josh, after War of the Worlds 2.
I know I love that you called yourself a monster floater. I'm like, that was great. Yeah.
I was. And it worked for me.
It worked for him.
And Ashley Mitchell, she does it to a T. She's almost too good at it. Like, she's great at playing in the middle. She does it most of the season she wins. She's standing right in the middle.
Well, the difference with you, though, as on your monster floater game, is you actually, in a lot of ways, in tough pressure situations, have the ability to follow through. Whereas with Josh, he's so good at the political game and he's so good at like appeasing all sides. But then when it comes to like an elimination or somewhere where he has to show up and compete, he fucking shits the bed.
I'm not going to co-sign that.
All he needs to do, this is what Josh needs to do. I tell him this all the time. Josh, stop Olympic lifting. We get it. You are strong. In that department, you don't need any more work. Every time I see him, hang cleans, fucking throwing like 800 pounds around. It's like, how about some agility drills? Or do a puzzle. I mean, I'm not one to talk about puzzles, but it's like, bro, focus on the aspects of your game that you keep failing on. You lost a tug of war challenge to a guy with one hand. A balanced tug of war.
Bro, I lost a hammer swinging contest to a guy with one.
Okay, well, yeah, you were just swinging the hammer wrong.
You don't know this. I beat his ass in golf. And I mean, he'd only been golfing for a month. So that was my retribution to Jordan. And I always tell Pierre, I'm like, it's kind of funny that I
beat him in Nintendo.
I'm bragging about beating a one-handed guy in golf, but he almost got me. He almost got me into the last 3 holes. I'm like, the kid is
insane.
He's incredible.
No. It is. And this is what I've always told him. I'm like, Jordan, you're better. And everyone said it, you're better with one hand than almost everyone on the show. Basically everyone with two.
Right.
Yeah. Like we get it. We get it, dude. We get it.
Yeah. So I can't really say anything about. That's why I'm not going to say anything about Josh in that sense, because it's like the same loss he has, I have, and that was listen. Do you know how hard that is to swallow when you have like college professional football friends who are hitting you up being like, "Way to swing a hammer, loser."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I honestly, that's why I own it. Like when Theo went in and it was a hammer swing, I'm like, I literally looked at Paulie and Carr. I'm like, Paulie and Carr. I'm like, don't throw him in.
Yeah.
He's swinging a hammer. We know how this ends. And they did it, and then he switched teams. Like, the best thing to do was to keep Jordan as a prisoner on our team. I'd be rich at this point. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me, dude. If only I could go back, there's a few fucking things I'd change too. And I mean, dude, I lost, bro, the finals that I lost that should have been ours. I mean, dude, we lost, me and Vince dominated bloodlines. Got in that fucking dumbass puzzle competition against Cara and Jamie. And that puzzle is what prevented us from going to the final when it actually should have been a girls' day too. That's what the most annoying part about that is. They changed the rules to make it a guy day when it should have been a girls' day.
But you still went against Cara, which
we would have dominated. Well, it was a puzzle though.
Right.
And you lost in a puzzle to her too.
Yeah, but I lost a whole lot more.
Yeah. But I mean, that went, and then dude, the 97th hour and the 100-hour long final in Ride or Dies, stacking those goddamn cinder blocks up, dude. And the same thing happened this season. We'll get into it. Me with the experience that I have and the amount of times that I've been there, done that, I should never, ever allow my partner that doesn't have experience or is not good to take the reins. And by letting Nani in that cinder block puzzle just kind of willy-nilly start throwing that fucking thing together.
Yeah, they don't.
Buried our top piece in fucking Mordor, dude. And by the time we got to the top, that one fucking top piece is what fucked our entire. That one cinder block cost the entire fucking.
Were you guys
season.
ahead of them?
Yeah, we were tied with them.
Oh, so my question is this: was that final? Because it
was not hard.
Compared to like
the entire final came down to the 3 eliminations in the end.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, it meant nothing.
Yeah.
It came down to balls in, which I fucking smoked Jordan's ass. As much as everyone's like, oh, dude, he'll beat you in the final. Probably, but he won't beat me in a physical competition because We faced each other 3 times in eliminations.
That's a flex.
The only one he beat me in was a puzzle, and it was a team. It was him and Kaz beat me and Justine. And,
that's right.
And the only reason they won is because the house helped them, told them which barrel they were wrong.
He said nothing.
And didn't tell us. Even the people who were fucking supposed to be working with us. Justine had friends, dude. Danny and fucking what's her annoying Sarah.
Yeah, I talked some mad shit about it.
Dude, didn't help her.
Yeah.
That's how bad they wanted me gone. They were like, we're going to sacrifice our friend.
Because also, dude, like, people will always laugh. It makes me laugh because people were like, it's all about you. You only talk about yourself. You want all the attention. And in my head, I'm like, then don't give them.
Exactly. The best. This is what's so funny. People are sitting here being like, oh, yeah, you're saying you are the challenge. I'm like, you realize it's your guys' fucking fault. If you guys
100%.
didn't make the whole show about me, it wouldn't be about me. If you really want, guys, if you really want to piss me off, don't make me the center of attention. Okay.
Did you make that foot blocker sign?
Yes.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I brought it. It was right here.
Dude, how many people?
No, it was when she brought it. But no, it was when I had Aviv. She was sitting right where you were sitting.
Yeah.
And I literally put the foot blocker sign right here.
No one says anything about that, but it's like front and center.
Yeah.
And then they show. So the challenge posted this clip of like Aviv having a heart-to-heart with D about like getting to know you, blah, blah, blah. And I commented, I'm like, so this does make the episode, but we got the foot blocker front and center.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you got to have the foot blocker.
No, people don't see. I notice that stuff and I love it.
I know, but see, that's what I like about you as someone who watches the episodes is you find the same things funny that I do. Like the little tiny idiosyncrasies that most people don't pick up on. Suck my ass, TJ, which
I
became
remember the official first suck my ass TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Vendetta, on the fucking Rock of Gibraltar. As we're walking away.
What I envy about you is you're able in like you were pretty much second to last of that thing.
No, I should have lost.
Yes.
I should have been gone. And the only reason I wasn't is because I convinced Rogan there was 3 people behind him. And there was nobody.
Dude, you're like, that's what I envy is like, I'm there like all tight butthole. Like I got to get first. I got to get first because I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. And here you come up. Cracking jokes, second to last, could be sent home. It's just like that entertainment. I never understood the ability like to be so entertaining under stress. It used to piss me off. Like even when Jenna broke her foot and you had the thing and you're like, oh no, she's pregnant, Zach. Like I was mortified in that moment. But now I look back and I'm like, everyone's stressed out about this thing and Johnny's basically giving her a fake sonogram. Foreshadowed 4 kids later. So
I mean, bro, listen, I was the one that set you guys up on X's. I was there for I initiated the first kiss.
Which was a fail at first.
Was it?
Because I went in and gave her a kiss on the cheek and she was going for the lips and then you called me out again. And so then I laid one on her.
See?
So yeah, you were.
And I discovered the first baby. I mean, Jesus, I was there for a lot of big moments. I missed the kid's first steps. I'm sorry.
I still laugh.
Fucking Anthony, dude. Still hanging upside down, that crazy bastard.
He is. We're in our room and this is for the fans and Jenna, I'm like talking to the guys. I'm like, yeah, she's really hot. And Johnny's like, shut the fuck up and just go for it. An ass hasn't walked on this show in years. An ass like that hasn't walked on this show in years.
Remember what we do every time she came in the room? We'd all be the gorillas.
But the best was it started with Leroy.
Yeah.
So then Leroy's like, join me. We're like, okay.
She didn't know what it meant. She'd walk in the room, and every time she would, it was like she was walking into a fucking pack of chimpanzees.
Or a prison.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, one or the other. I mean, it's basically, let's be real.
Johnny's like, yeah, an ass hasn't walked on in this show in years. You need to hop on that. And I took you very literally.
Yes, you did.
It's funny because like
I used to always hate walking into rooms with Zach back when you were in your fucking Tarzan fucking gargantuan days. You'd walk in, I might as well have been invisible. Like when we were like, we hung out a few times in New York, wherever we would go. You'd walk into a room with this motherfucker and girls would literally get whiplash because they would fucking whip their heads so far. And I'd be like, hey guys, I'm here too.
That is so, I don't remember those days.
Oh yeah.
The long hair.
I remember those days.
I was also a nudist back then too.
Were you?
Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In the ex's house.
In the ex's house. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into this season. Enough war stories about the past. Vets versus new threats. I mean, we don't have to necessarily start with this episode, but just going into this season, what are your thoughts about the format, about the threats, about the game?
It's basically War of the Worlds 1 kind of all over again with some twists. I like it. I like the format. I just wish that they came with, and I'm not saying, I don't want this to come off like I'm talking shit about the people that got cast.
No, please talk shit. That's what we're here to do.
But I feel like
You won't, I will.
If you're gonna make a show called Vets Against the New Threats, and you're going to bring in some of the biggest threats we've seen in a long, like since Josh, Rogan, and Kyle came on,
probably ever.
But times that by whatever. And you're not gonna like arm the vets with like, listen, Derek Kaczynski is an amazing cast member if he's healthy. Because I want a lot of guys to actually get their challenge stripes by going into elimination round against him in a physical one. Like I would love to see a new threat be like, I'm gonna bust it, like Josh did. I want to see them do that. But he's not healthy. So if they've cast you guys and they bring in like you, CT, can never argue against those two. You can't. You really can't. But like, let's give you guys some like, Theo's not really representing for the vets.
No.
Turbo, of course. Turbo, great cast member here because he's feared. But let's bring in some dogs.
Yeah.
So that you guys have some artillery.
Yes.
Instead of, like Derek's knee, no one could have predicted CT came in that kind of shape. So that's whatever. But let's bring in some people who are going to stand up to these guys.
We walked in, bro. You don't understand. That first day 0 when we had to fucking run up that goddamn fucking mountain, they had all the threats standing there. We walked up and it was almost as if this is the first season I've done where there has been absolutely no fear, no intimidation whatsoever on the new kids at all. Well, we rolled up and it was almost as if it was like they looked at us with like pity.
Some of you guys could be some of their parents.
I know.
That's this crazy part.
I know.
And that's what makes you stealing his girl so amazing.
Wearing a fanny pack. Zach hasn't texted me in I don't even know how many years. 4, 5, 7. I get a text from Zach the other day and he goes, dude, you stealing a 25-year-old's girl while wearing a fanny pack is
the funniest thing I've seen on TV in years. And no one else will appreciate that, but you have to. Imagine being 25, ripped out of your mind. You go to a bar and then a guy old enough to be your father steals your girl and is not only wearing a fanny pack, but he's bragging about it.
Fucking, I got a ring in it.
Yeah, dude.
I got a lot of shit. Buddy.
Did you bring your fanny pack?
Shit, did I leave my fanny pack at the studio? I have my fanny pack. I just don't know where it is. Guys, put on an APB on Banana's fanny pack. Yes, I do. Yeah. I don't have it on me.
But yeah.
We'll have to look for that later.
So that was a win for the old guys, for sure.
Okay, let me tell you what fucking just was a huge misstep by production right out of the gate. Obviously, I come into the house, Olivia, who it's really funny how last episode 3, she's giving Justin the advice because he wants to go after members of her alliance, Izzy and Adrian. Sometimes the best thing to do, the best way to like bury the hatchet in an extended olive branch is to forgive somebody for a slight from a past season. And then you can like bring them into your corner. Meanwhile, last season, even though like she was collateral damage because of the Tory situation, she came into the season fucking hot, bro. Like, and I will say this about her, and I said this about her, nobody, and I mean nobody, works harder than her when it comes to, she was like Wes was on World of Worlds 1. Remember when he would just hold court? Remember he had all the rookies? We were in the room, we were like in the fucking vet room, and then Wes
never
was
left
with all rookies. Room. And he would just hold court every day as if he was like fucking the Messiah. And they'd all just be sitting there like, Wes, tell us more. And he would 24 hours a day just be like feeding them propaganda. Olivia came into this season the same way.
Well, she also had the whole UK alliance.
That's how she got, but I'm saying, yes, Theo was definitely her
angled there.
And he was the fucking her in with the Brits, but she never stopped working, dude. And she just repeated over and over and over. And before I knew it, had all these new kids that had no idea who I was turned against me. So after the first vote, it was basically almost a dead split between Jake and Justin. Obviously, anyone that wasn't on the Brit side was trying to send in fucking Justin, and then me and my contingency was trying to send in Jake, and we missed it by like 1 or 2 votes.
Well, Justin was working with you.
Not really. I just thought he just wasn't, right. He hadn't taken a side. But I knew Jake was a Brit. Throwing in Rogan against Jake to fucking win. Right? Get rid of one of the... So that drew an absolutely crystal clear line in the sand where everyone stood. You're either with Olivia and the Brits or you're not.
Yeah.
And going into that first elimination when Justin beat Rogan, it was like, damn, dude, challenge 1. Lines are drawn. The game has begun. Like, it's clear as day who's on what side. All right, everyone switch partners. And then by doing that, it basically reshuffled the deck.
Right.
And neutralized every single, except for me, whoever was against me was still against me, but it neutralized this entire line that had been drawn. And I'm like, guys, like, what the fuck? If you're going to do that, do the partner swap, wait a couple challenges, dude.
Right.
Like, let this burn. Let this fester. Let this get out of control. You have more drama in the first episode, and you already have. Usually, lines don't get drawn for 2-3 weeks down the road. Everyone plays it easy. Yeah. That didn't happen this time, and I was like, dude, that was a huge misstep by production by shuffling the deck that fast.
I mean, I guess it could go both ways, but I think also it makes it a more fair game for sure. Because when you shuffle the deck, you can literally pick your partner basically as a shield. Like I would have just, if I were obviously like you just keep picking UK girls. Yeah, that's the only way to just basically do your best and don't pick a low totem pole person because then they'll be like, we don't care if she's the hangnail. So I get what you're saying about the show, but as far as playing the game, shuffling it up.
I always think show first, man. That's my problem. I need to take my fucking producer's hat on and be a little more selfish. Be like, I don't give a fuck about the show. Like Corey. Corey's the best. You know why? Like I could show up every season, not leave his fucking bed, not contribute anything, sleep through the entire season, not see one elimination, make it to a final, and be like, man, I'm fucking really thrilled about the way I performed this season.
Well, most of his conversations are off camera too.
Yeah. With me, if I don't show up and I'm not like the center of attention basically 99.99% of the time and don't see an elimination and don't show out in a final, I'm like, what a complete fucking waste it was.
Oh, really?
Sorry, production. You wasted your money on me this season.
Oh, seriously? I like making no elimination rounds and just ended up in the final.
See, I don't know. That's just never been my get. Well, again, going back because I don't have any other options, so I don't know any other way. What do you think? Who are your favorite new threads?
My favorite new threads?
And why is it Sydney?
It's not Sydney.
You don't like Sydney?
I think she's funny. I think she's great TV. I don't know if she's my favorite new thread.
Female, though.
Female? Dude, I don't know. I'm not like...
Don't say D, you piece of shit.
No. So, hear me out. When it comes to, like, the new people, like, I'm super tough on them. Yeah. Because I'm they took away my job. Yeah. So, I'm super hard on them because I'm bitter. But I do, like, I like Sydney's attitude. I think that's the way to come out if you want. Like, she's using the Pauly effect, essentially.
You didn't even like her. You didn't even like last episode or episode 3 when she's like, fuck the Brits. They put the American flag behind her.
Actually, you're right. That actually won her. That one. Like,
yes, dude.
Like, I don't care.
Anytime you want Zach to like a fucking cast member, put an American flag behind him.
That is true. That is true. That I have a soft spot for the flag. That's the truth. You know, Sydney's great. I think that she definitely has some stuff.
Put a fucking American flag behind Jemmy, and Zach will literally fucking be best friends with her.
Me and Jemmy texted the other day.
Stop.
Yeah, she was with Sam.
She's horrible.
Jemmy is?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. But I was texting Sam, and Sam's like, "Oh, I'm with Jemmy." I'm like, "Make sure you bathe in turpentine when you're done, because you're gonna smell like tuna."
What I don't understand with her is it's like, Jemmy, when are you gonna learn She'll go on Twitter, talk a bunch of shit about stuff she's not even involved in, has nothing to do with her. She'll take it way too far. She'll get absolutely fucking crushed. She'll deactivate her Twitter for like 2 weeks and then she'll like pop back up.
Every single time.
Like, what the fuck?
Every single time. You would think that we would have like she would be a little bit more respectful of me just because of the mutual relationship we had with Nike. She goes in on me more than anyone else.
Doesn't care.
Well, she blocked me, so I don't see anything that she posts anymore. I'm completely blocked from all her platforms.
All right, so Sydney, we're on the fence.
I'm pro Sydney. I think she's great. Yeah,
her stock
went up for sure. At first, I was like, who the fuck does she think she is?
What about the rest of the? So who else we got? We got Adrienne, Izzy.
I like Adrienne. I just don't. I think she's good for the show. I just don't think she's like the Sudoku thing was incredible, but I don't know if she's that great of a challenger. So it's hard to, geez, the new threats.
How about the guys? Do you realize I was in it's the first, and again, like I really felt like I stepped out of my comfort zone this season. I was like, I'm gonna do something different. I want to get to know these new threats, hopefully neutralize some. I ended up in a fucking Marine barracks. It was me, Cedric, Will, and Jeremy.
Yeah.
All 3 former Marines. And I'm laying eye to eye with Will, whose girl I just fucking sniped.
Hell yeah.
Really strange fucking sleeping arrangement.
I would say Cedric's probably my favorite new threat.
He's hilarious, dude.
Because I think
smart, dude.
He's smart, and I like that his gratitude for being there.
Yeah.
He understands, like, I'm here to compete, but he still has, it seems, I don't know 100%, but it seems like he has respect for the game and the people that played it, you know? And I just, his interviews, I think, are great. Like I think he's hysterical.
Here's why Cedric's game is so, up to this point, underrated. He had me completely fucking fooled. Completely. Because sharing a room with him, he comes off, he has such this, like, innocent, childlike demeanor that I almost looked at him like, I got to protect this kid. Right. Like, I looked at him like, dude, this kid's so fucking wet behind the ears.
He's like, what, 21?
Yeah,
22?
but still, it's the way he comes off like a kid, but that's an act, dude. Just like last episode 3. Yes, and that's what he said, informational warfare, dude. I
don't know why you would ever pretend like you can't swim, though. That makes no sense to me.
Again, to downplay his fucking abilities, dude.
Right. Well, then don't swim like a G when you get into the water. Like, don't swim like you're a champion when you get in the water. Like, because for me, if I'm watching that and someone tells me they can't swim and I see them actually getting lessons, and then I see them swim like that, now I don't trust you. Yeah. So it's like twofold. Like, if you want to seem like not a threat, then you don't be a threat.
Yeah. He played me. I mean, not that it ended up affecting me, but I'm watching it back now. I'm like, damn, you little motherfucker.
Is Jeremy really obsessed with being called Tarzan?
Yes. Yes, dude.
Kind of got to let other people.
Exactly. You can't give yourself a nickname. You know what he referred to himself as? Because we were actually having a conversation.
Tarzan.
Zesty.
That's a great word.
Well, because here's the thing.
That is a great word.
He basically is like, yeah, I'm in an open relationship with my girlfriend, but we kind of both, you know, do whatever we want with whoever we want. I'm like, whoever? Like, what are we talking about? He goes, yeah, I'm a little bit zesty. He would get out of his bed because we would share a bunk. And this is before he...
A waitress just called me zesty a couple weeks ago.
This is before he... Again, because Olivia and Cara Maria turned him against me pretty quickly too. And they don't really show it. But he would get out of his bed and he would wear shorts, bro, that were like, you know, like they have like the little like 5-inch inseams. His were like 3-inch inseams. And he would stand, putting his hair back. First thing I do, I'm waking up in the morning and I've got Jeremy's zesty package fucking right in my face as he's like putting his hair up into a ponytail.
Whose hair was better, his or mine?
Oh, dude. I mean, he'd give you... Yours was straighter and more like you, when you put your hair on, yours was like perfectly straight. His is just more like, like messy man bun type shit. Yeah. But I'm telling you, you guys might be 1A, 1B for the fucking best hair on the show. Really? Ever. Yeah. I can't think of another guy that had better hair than you guys. Tyler Crispin's hair is pretty good, but his was like more curly. Yeah. Dangerous though, dude. I would actually like to see, here's the thing about him, and this is why him and Jordan, I think there's a lot of similarities between the two of them. You know, Jordan's always been the type of person where he's like, yeah, I just fucking... Just got back and ran a triathlon, fucking rode 800 miles, fucking swam across the ocean, and I fucking ran for 4 days straight. And we're like, Jordan, you probably shouldn't be talking about this right now. Mm-hmm. Like, people are going to try and target you. Doesn't give a fuck. Fine. Yeah. He has no problem. Most people want to like hide what their skill sets are. Jeremy was the same way. Comes in, smokes the fucking mountain. Yeah. Runs 75, ultra marathon runner. Destroyed. They didn't show how impressive his performance was on the swim climb situation. And Nisa not fucked that puzzle up, they probably would have won. But I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, but does not care about being looked at as like doesn't care. It's almost like bring it on.
Doesn't understand it yet.
He has that like bring it on mentality, which is really impressive.
Is he? I mean, you haven't ran a final with him, but do you think he gives Jordan a run for his money?
Yes.
Do you think he beats him?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's too hard to say, but I mean,
it's hard. I'm just saying their skill. They have their skill sets are very fucking similar. Yeah, you know what I mean. Their mindset. He's not as like emotionally unhinged as Jordan is.
Well, he's also a Marine.
Yeah,
you know they're taught.
Yeah,
to not be emotional.
But God, he's a fucking handsome bastard. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was a little zestier. He might have not been the object of my affection this season. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few times I was like, I might.
I'll take a little. I don't want to be zesty anymore.
I might. All right. So last episode, and I have to play it. I'm sorry. You know what? I got to play it just because people, again, last episode, I was watching it. This is episode 3. We were not in episode 4 yet, which is my fucking demise. Episode 3 going into episode 4, which was literally called I Am the Challenge. And I was basically pointing out the obvious, which is I live rent-free in all these people's heads, and everyone wants to pretend like, once again, I am
Delusional.
Completely delusional. When really what's happening is they're using my gaslighting abilities on me. So let me just play this audio so everyone that hasn't seen my video can understand what the fuck I'm talking about. This was one episode, people. I did not take these sound bites from all 4 or from 10 different seasons. This is from one episode.
I think he lives rent-free in his own head. I don't know about anybody else's. Bananas, banana, banana. Johnny Bananas. Johnny Bananas. Bananas.
Bananas is like bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas and bananas.
Johnny Bananas. Bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Johnny. Bananas.
Nothing to do with bananas.
Liar.
And bananas. Johnny. Johnny. Banana. Johnny. Bananas and bananas.
All right. Thank you. Rent's due.
The best was that when Izzy goes, "Is something to do with bananas?" I said, "Liar." She lost her fucking shit. I didn't play all that, but lost it. I don't even know why I played that. I just had to, I just want your take on that.
I think my take has always been, and I said it when we covered last episode, which we put out yesterday, our podcast on it. I literally said, if you don't want someone to be the star of the season, stop saying his name and don't make him the house target of your whole alliance. It's back when Wes, I finally, when Wes, one of the things he said to me is, Wes is like, listen, dude, you got to love going into elimination rounds. And I'm like, you're crazy. And Wes goes, the whole episode's about you. He goes, you got to love that. And so I learned really quickly, when somebody gets targeted, not 1 week, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row, all those episodes are now going to be all about you.
Yep.
Just like basically season 40, there was a solid chunk from the middle to almost the end where it was all about you, your angels, toes, all the good stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude. All the important stuff.
I love that the foot fetish thing finally came out because it's not like anyone, I said it, I was like, I like feet too. Maybe not as much as you now that I've seen it, but feet are important.
Me and Leroy to this day still send pics. I'll be out at a bar and if I see some hot toes, I'll send it to him.
Leroy's a big feet guy too.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he even said on the thing when he met Cam, he's like, you got pretty nice toes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm not going to lie, and people don't believe me when I say this. I sometimes look at a girl's feet before their face.
Well, because if their feet are nice and taken care of, you know what else is nice and taken care of? Pretty much everything else.
Oh, like their mustache.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
No, I literally will sometimes check out. I'll be like ass, legs, feet, face, in that order.
Feet are really important.
Nothing better than a good foot, good toe. It's got to be in descending order, like the Nokia bars.
You can't have
the second bar longer than the first one.
That used to be a thing of it meant something back in ancient times. If you had the second toe was longer, it was like you were smarter or something. But
all right, so CT comes kind of into the show, and this is again, this goes back to what I was saying before. Is it's like him and Derek this season. This is another thing that really just kind of Kaczynski kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Is it's like, guys, stick up for your fucking boy here, dude. You got to look at it where the threats are coming against the vets, and instead, CT was almost doing what rookies do sometimes, which is just if they see who's in power, they just want to hop on that. And he was literally encouraging Olivia, not that she needed encouragement, to make me the hangnail and pushing her in that direction. And I'm like, bro, Derek and CT knew before the first challenge even happened that I was being targeted. And again, instead of coming to me and telling me or whatever, having my back, it was almost like he was like, yes, keep moving that direction.
You don't think there's a little bit of jealousy involved between you? I mean,
yes, probably. But again, my thing is, then if that's the game you're going to play, at least own it or at least say what it really is. Instead, he made it out Banana's saying that he is the challenge is, kind of rubbing everyone the wrong way, and I think that's why he's going to get sent in. It's like, bro, come on.
Eric said that?
No,
CT said that, yeah. So that rubbed CT. You said that in front of CT a million times.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Duh, and he knows. I'm just riling these fucking idiots up.
Yeah.
Nobody takes me less seriously than I take myself. My thing, though, is if I know something is going to rub you the wrong way and it's going to push your buttons, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, what about even Nani? Nani hopping on the bandwagon.
Bro, all of that. Could you believe that? Dude, that really hurt.
She didn't ride. She died.
Died. Died. Bro, D, Nani, Aviv, Derek, CT. The only fucking person that fucking had my back on that vote was Leroy.
That was great. Leroy's great, dude. Leroy's a great guy.
How about me teaching Turbo English?
I love that's actually that's one of the best parts for the season for me outside of the challenges, but the social aspect is seeing you and Turbo actually get along. It's really cool.
It's the first time ever.
I would he's never liked you.
Never.
And so for you guys to get along, it's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, he wanted to he wanted to murder me last season, I think, and then we got rid of him. So I think we've just always been on opposite sides of the fence. But the one thing is he
working with you, or is it still Random Turbo who he doesn't?
Random Turbo.
It's so hard to play with him because he won't play the game.
Ever.
He does his own thing.
Always.
The biggest mistake I think we made in War of the Worlds too was
picking him.
Yeah, that was terrible. Because at least we, like you said, if CT's on our team, we know what we're going to get from him. Like Turbo, we had no clue. And then it ended up him going home killed us because he is a strong competitor. And then he got gassed up. Him and Jordan. That was an amazing fight, by the way.
Yeah.
You missed a banger.
I know. The Conor McGregor walk.
Oh, dude. Jordan was on one that season. It was great.
Yeah. Dude, that was a feisty season. You had Paulie and
kissing people.
Kissing Theo. You had Kyle trying to fight Paulie.
You think Paulie's going to make a comeback?
I think, you mean after his double concussion?
I think Paulie would have worked alongside you.
100%. Believe it or not, him and I have actually, as much as he's talking shit on like Twitter about like everyone, I almost see like that energy that he's bringing on is what we needed.
Exactly.
On this past season.
Exactly.
He would have 100% like actually showed up and showed out for the vets.
He wants to be a vet. He's always wanted to be a vet. And I think now that, like, that's the thing. You
look at the vet representation, like, we talked about this already, but it's like, God, dude, you could have given us a couple fucking dogs. You know what I mean? That's
what I'm saying. Bring in the dogs.
Yes.
Bring in the dogs so that you...
Would have been a great one for you to come back for. I'm not going to lie. Do I need to make a call?
You do.
Because apparently, according to everyone out there, cast members and fans, I have carte blanche control over who gets cast and who doesn't. So if you're one of my exes or if you're someone I don't like, guess what? I'm the one that's preventing you guys from coming on. So it works both ways. Maybe what I can do is people who haven't come on, maybe I can call the same fucking invisible person and it works the other way too.
Hey, listen, dude. There is a little truth to that, though.
We're going to have to bring a couple of your fucking children on, though.
I could use that. But no, I think you do have more pull than you think.
Really?
Dude.
Thanks, man.
Who else goes on a season and is a lot, like, dude, they wouldn't even let me wipe my own butt and they're letting you film a podcast while you're on a show?
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's in my contract.
You have absolutely beaten BMP at their own game.
It's in my contract. It's like, if you want me, I have it's almost like signing a prenup. It's like, if you want me to come on, there's going to be an understanding that we have to have. And yes, I need to have 2 hours of business time a week.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Like you beat the system. And so Devin didn't come back until he was your friend.
That's true.
So there might be something to that.
Be my friend. Or,
aren't you?
You know what? Oh, if we never see Olivia again, she's going to blame it on her baby. But we know what the real story is.
What about Theo? I think Theo's like...
I don't know what to think about that guy. And it's so annoying because like him and I were so close for so long. And for him to just jump on... Yes. For him to just jump on this train that he knows isn't true. He knows I'm not coming for him.
Yeah.
He knows that coming into this, I wasn't going for Olivia. But he just...
Oh, you weren't going for Olivia?
No, I didn't give a fuck,
right,
dude.
But
I didn't see Olivia. I did not see Olivia as an impediment to my game, dude. You know what I was worried about? The fucking guys that I saw absolutely shit stomp that first challenge. That's what I was worried about. I came in the season, I considered what happened on 40. I didn't give a fuck.
Right. And
I didn't say it wasn't...
The attack was on Michelle, not Olivia.
The attack was on Tori.
Right.
And they were just collateral damage because they were paired up with her and I had my side. I had my girls. I wasn't going to fucking vote in one of the girls that was working, Jenny, Rachel, or Aviv over one of them. So it's like, yes, I'm coming after you. I don't have any other choice.
She's just bitter.
And I was actually helping her and rooting for her in her elimination against Michelle. So yeah, like she said, she's spiteful.
That was very spiteful.
Very.
And I'm sure there are other people like reaching out to her like, oh, you're doing the season? You got to get Bananas out. You got to get Bananas out. And I think that then she used Theo as her vessel to get all those people.
Yeah.
You know, and they were good competitors too.
I agree. And there were numbers.
Theo being probably like, what happened?
Dude.
I mean, he was never good in the water. People don't remember. You smoked him on War of the Worlds 2 in that swim.
He just, I think
Complacency?
I think with Theo, I think when we saw him on World of Worlds, I mean, that was like fresh off of him, like literally competing as an Olympian.
Right.
And he was just in tip top fucking shape. And I think,
Making it to your first final on your first season, also you get like, I can do this every time.
Yeah. And I think, he just doesn't necessarily, I mean, the guy likes to party and he doesn't you know.
I always forget he has one eye too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So he just doesn't have, I just don't think that he exactly puts in the work. I mean, you saw him on this last challenge, just sprinting through the fucking containers.
Yeah,
gassed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I want to talk about next. There was a few glaring oversights. One being they swapped the rounds. Our round was first. They put heat 1, heat 2 is heat 1, and heat 1 is heat 2.
Mm-hmm. Why would you? Yeah, I guess they can.
Because there were so many people that timed out.
Yeah.
There was never a 45-minute time limit given. All they said was you're going to go and you're going to do your puzzles, and and basically we'll make the determination because they read the rules before if it goes too long. But we don't expect anyone to time out, right?
I'd be honest with you, dude. I don't think I've ever finished a Sudoku,
bro. And this is the part that fucking pisses me off that they didn't show. I had nothing to do with that Sudoku puzzle. When we ran in, Lekka told me before, I'm feeling the bag before we start because it was in like a pouch, and I'm like, I think we're doing Sudoku. Because we weren't allowed to look inside. Because there's magnetic pieces, you could feel them all. She's like, I'm fucking great at Sudoku. I'm like, perfect. I'm terrible at it. Yeah. I was like, we show up. I will organize the numbers. I'm going to hand you numbers. We get to our puzzle. Bro, I'm not even looking. I'm just lining up our numbers and just handing her numbers, dude.
Yeah.
For like 5-10 minutes, dude. Just number. I'm like, bro, we're going to fucking win this. She's murdering this. All of a sudden, hold on. I think I messed up. Me, the guy who knows jack shit about Sudoku. I stand up and I look at the puzzle, and within 3 seconds, I'm like, I see 3 mistakes already.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to start over. She's like, no, we can't. We'll fix it. I'm like, you can't. If you start a puzzle, the little bit I know, off a mistake, the whole puzzle is now built off mistakes.
Especially Sudoku.
So I
not
keep
like
saying,
his face or anything.
Yeah, fucking upside down puzzle, motherfucker. So I start like we're trying. It's like, all right, let's take this spot off. We'll take this spot off. Then it got to the point where I'm like, I literally told her, I was like, Lekka, as much as you don't want to, we gotta peel these pieces off. Mm-hmm. We start taking the pieces off. Now we haven't been given a 10-minute. We haven't been given a 5-minute. We haven't been given a 1 minute.
Do they typically do that?
Yes. When have they not? When have you ever done a challenge where they don't say, all right, you got a minute left or you got 5 minutes left?
I guess they've done that because at that point you just start throwing stuff on the board.
So that's the thing. So I'm like, all right, we haven't gotten a time.
Might as well strip her down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, the second I take that last fucking piece off, I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me, dude.
And now you're walking back like, well, we lost.
That's what I said. I was like, well, she's like, no. I think it was whoever had the most. I was like, no, we're fucked.
Yeah, you're done. Totally.
We are fucked. Then I start thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. She's in this Tarzan and Jane's alliance. I started thinking that she did it on purpose. I'm like, did she purposely sabotage me?
She didn't want what was best for us.
So Sydney should have picked me. I told her, and she's like, no, I want to save you for a girl's day, which is fucking bullshit. It wouldn't happen. Anyways.
I think everyone just didn't want to be a hangnail.
I know, and I ended up getting put as hangnail.
Why is it a hangnail?
I don't fucking.
It's like
it's like picture like a hanging Chad.
No, I get that, but I'm just like the terms. I get jury, I understand that, but the hangnail thing, I just can't get that. I think it's a little weird.
So that was it, and I knew right then that I was in a bad spot because we knew it was Gabe. He had already pissed off so many people in the house. We knew it was Gabe. So I'm just sitting here being like, all right, good. As long as it's something that is endurance or say like agility, climbing, something like that, I was like, just don't let it be hall brawl, pole wrestle, reverse tug of war.
I didn't realize how enormous of a human he was.
Fucking huge.
Until after the elimination round, you guys were dapping it up. And you were at like his shoulder, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is a mountain of a man."
I mean, I'll obviously like talk about it more, but it reminded me of. Have you ever seen when the videos like the fucking toddler, and it's got like a Great Dane on a leash, and then the dog just takes off, and it like rips the kid's arm out of the socket, That's what it was like trying to fucking grab onto the rope when that motherfucker took off.
Dude, that was some power. He had some horsepower, that's for sure,
bro. And I was literally like, all right, let me try and like wear this motherfucker out. They didn't show it enough, but I would literally, once he had the rope, I would lay in the sand and just let him fucking pull me. Cause I'm like, I got to wear this guy out.
Oh, they didn't show that.
No, barely. They showed a little bit.
Listen, dude, you got all 3 things in. That's huge.
Yeah. Well,
look, dude, I played basketball competitively for a long time. And in my 20s, I was the man in this league. In my 30s, I was the man in this league. Now, the last time I played in it, there's guys in their 20s that were running circles around me. Bro, you just went into elimination round with a guy who's a minimum 15 years younger than you. That's and you battled him.
And
I gotta,
60 pounds. He's probably 230.
I gotta respect that at least because again, that's is like what's funny to them is it's like you got him out of the house. It's like you're going against Bananas. This is his 25th season. If you would have had him in season 10 through whatever, like you're not winning that.
Yeah,
it's like to me, it's like sacking Tom Brady when he was 43.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Yeah,
you chase down old Tom Brady. He's still gonna whoop your ass.
Well, you know that's what I always say. People are like, when are you gonna retire? When are you gonna hang it up? You know when I am? When people start rooting for me and start cheering for me, because then I know it's over.
Oh, because like when Wes, you know,
when people start cheering for me, that means they no longer fear me. That means that if I'm ever out in elimination or I'm doing a challenge and people are like, come on, man, you got this, Bananas. I'm like, all right, TJ, I'm out. Good fucking riddance.
And then is it All-Stars?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence about that.
All-Stars isn't really like what it was supposed to be.
No.
It's just another shorter version of the challenge.
It's camp games.
It's intense, though. It's more intense than I expected it to be.
Yeah. A little bit, but I'm just saying you're not doing anything where you're gonna fucking kill yourself.
Thank God.
I know. That's the one thing. I'm like, bro, people are like, oh man, hall brawl. I'm like, fuck hall brawl. And I've actually told, and I'll say it again. I've said it on this podcast. I'll say it. If I ever show up and I'm lined up against somebody that isn't fucking Justin size, I'm running on the outside of the hallway. Or I'm just turning around and ringing their bell for them. Because there is a 0% chance I am fucking lowering my head and my shoulders.
You're not going to do what Paulie did?
Fuck. Hell no, dude. I don't need to, man. There was a time and there was a place when it was like, I need to do this. I need to stay alive because I don't want to go home and get a real job. So I have to fucking win or make money. Not anymore, dude. Not anymore. My neck health is too important to me.
Yeah, that's very true. I always tell people if I come back and I did a hall brawl, two things are going to happen. I'm going to go to the hospital, but so is the person that I hit. Because I know I got one or two big ones left in me, but I don't know if my body will be able to like sustain that type of like if it was Theo, I probably would have tried to jump him. Like get him like, I'm going to get you and then jump him. And then after that, it's like, well, now that he thinks I'm going to jump, now you have to take him head up. But like I told Paulie, I'm like, the dumbest thing you could have done is run into this guy head to head.
Yeah.
It's essentially a wall.
Yeah.
You know, and he agreed. But
well, what was impressive was how low Theo got. Because Paulie's lower to the ground.
Yeah.
And the fact that Theo matched him at that height was if you watch that in slow motion, I had Paulie on and he's out. You see it in his face. The second hit, if you stop it, his eyes are literally in the back of his head.
Oh, he gave himself probably one of the worst concussions.
Out, ever. Dude, fuck that shit.
What about a pole wrestle or something like that? Is that worse? And for anyone, is that more like? Because I Darrell whooped my ass,
bro. I still have one of the worst injuries I ever got on the challenge was from Leroy when I separated my fucking ribs in Norway.
I think Darrell damn near broke my wrist.
Yeah.
Against him. Thank you guys, you and CT for that.
Dude, you're welcome.
Hey Zach, take on Darrell.
Yeah, you got this. Well, you know what pisses me off the most? Then I had Darrell and Balls in, and I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you gamed me hard that challenge too. Well, and CT.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Balls in against Darrell, I did not go 100% because I'm literally sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, if I win, I'm going into Hall Brawl because it was all supposed to be throwback eliminations. I'm like, the only one they haven't done is fucking Hall Brawl.
Yeah, you didn't even think about the ropes or whatever.
No, you think that because that wasn't a fucking iconic challenge. The iconic challenge have always been balls in, pole wrestle, Hall Brawl. The only one we hadn't seen was Hall Brawl.
Yeah.
And if you think there's going to be a Bananas backpack fucking 2 moment where I'm going to run into CT in a hallway, you're out of your goddamn mind. I was like, at least I could go down fighting than getting fucking trucked.
Yeah, Darrell's a different animal.
He is,
He's
dude.
a different animal.
Yeah. The night out, it was so funny, dude. And you know how it is, dude. When you're the fucking, you're like toxic fucking waste, dude.
Yeah.
Radioactive.
Is that how it is still?
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't as bad.
Bro, the biggest turn-up night of the entire season. Most of these rookies hadn't had a sip of alcohol. I'm going in. Bro, you would have thought it was fucking the 4th of July, Independence Day, fucking, I don't know what other big holiday, all rolled into one, dude.
What do you think about sobriety on the challenge?
I think America needs to practice a little more of it because they didn't show.
America as in the challenger.
The challenger.
Like the country.
No, America needs to drink more of the country.
Yeah.
America, the challenger needs to, actually she should drink more too because the best night that she had was the night when she got annihilated and made out with fucking like 4 people. Tried to hook up with CT, fucking making out with D on the bus.
Those rumors are true.
100%.
And she had a boyfriend.
Yes.
Awesome. Good.
Can confirm 100% America went absolutely fucking ape shit that night.
Really?
Yes, dude. Had to be like it was, and the fact they didn't show it, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I feel like they don't show the good stuff anymore.
They don't, man.
The bus fights.
Dude, the bus hookups. Like
the bus hookups.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like she absolutely fucking was on another level.
That was
night.
used to be like the fun part of the show. I feel like to hear like even Derek was like, these rookies need to drink more,
bro.
They can't party with us. They should make that.
Catching Tony on the bus with Camilla, catching Leroy in the back of the bus with fucking with Jemmy.
Yeah,
like catching Leroy coming out of the bathroom with
actually the bus rides on X's 2 were some of the most epic bus rides of all time. Do you remember when Knight crawled out of the window and we were riding and he was on top of the bus?
So me and Jordan did that too. We got fined in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what blows my mind. Season 40, Maya and Aviv's toes touch, and it becomes fucking Toegate. Oh my God, is she having an affair with her husband? Her and Banana's toes touched. It becomes a storyline in the show. America gets drunk, makes out with half of the house, and it's not even an afterthought.
I mean, listen, remember how they did Tony dirty? Like, it's just like who it is, I think.
Unbelievable. Good. And I can't wait for, probably Ryan John is going to clip that little piece. So make sure that's the tea from this episode. Wendy Williams account. Love you, buddy. But you know who I love more? Your producer.
My producer's the man.
The man.
Actually, he needs more, so he's the one that pulled me out of this. And actually, when I first started, the only person that ever told me, him and Jen are on the same page, like, you got to go back, you got to go back. But he's the one that was like, dude, we're doing this. Because you've said it perfectly. I heard you say this one time. You were like, Zach is such a simple guy that I don't think people really understand that. Like, he just wants to compete and be left the fuck alone.
What, and live in a treehouse with your dogs and shit.
I did live in a treehouse for some time. The only reason why I've progressed as a human is Jenna. Other than that, I'd probably still be, I was a minimal.
I've always loved that about you. You're right, though. I've always loved that about you. It didn't matter where you were, what you were doing, where you were at. It was like you were just happy with, just simple shit. The way you dress, you would wear whatever the fuck you want.
Adam Sandler vibes.
Basically.
Remember the slides I'd bring on those seasons? The ones that had no stripes on them, they were Adidas.
Gave no shits. Like you said, lived in a fucking treehouse with your dogs. I was just like, man, this guy's...
Didn't comb my hair for 3 years, so I had this great flow, but if you lifted it up, it was just all dreads. I was disgusting. But then, Jenna was like, dude, you have to buy a house.
Yeah.
She's like, why do I live? So the funny story about that is I went from the treehouse. One morning I woke up, there was squirrels everywhere.
Oh, love some squirrels.
I know you do, which is crazy. I didn't. I got him with a steak knife. And that same morning.
Ow! Don't tell me this.
That same morning I packed all my stuff out. I got out of there. And then, I have always had a full-time job and I did the challenge. So I just, didn't really care. And then Jenna's like, you gotta get a place. So where did I go? Oh, low-income housing. Why? Because I was like, I'm not even here most of the time. And so then she's like, you got to get out of here. So then I bought a house. And then Jenna was like, this house isn't big enough. We have to have more kids. So now we have the house on a golf course and we have all this stuff. And I just finished.
This house isn't big enough. We are having 800 children.
Dude, we're
starting our own gang.
We have, let's see, Anthony and Beans.
Anthony.
Yep. And then that would be Beans, which is Liliana, but she doesn't know her name is Liliana.
Okay.
They're Irish twins.
Ooh, yes.
Then Liliana and Carmela, they're Irish twins. And then
great names, by the way.
Yeah, it's like we just named them from people from The Sopranos. We have Anthony, Carmela. I don't know if Lily, but it's Italian. I tried to push for, let's see, I didn't get to pick out any of the girl names.
Okay.
Just the middle names.
Of course.
Then Carmela and Francesca are Irish twins. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Do you know we were down to 2 in diapers, now we're back to 3 because my daughter, Liliana, refuses to potty train. The other day she walked up to me and you're going to love this. She goes, Dad, I pooped. And she goes, and you're going to be so sad. And I was like, yeah, I am really sad. But
it was in your shoe?
Yeah. No, it was just all disgusting.
Okay.
And so she's like, yeah, you need a new house. So now I have this house on a golf course. And then Jenna's like, we have to finish the basement. So the only reason why I'm domesticated is because of her.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So the podcast, Pierre had more than 90% to do with that because he was the one, we started it, then it didn't work. And then he was like, bro, come check out my studio. Let's do this. He believed in it when I didn't, because when you get blacklisted, you're kind of like, I don't know if I'm a part of this world anymore.
Yeah.
I was like,
am I radioactive now?
I kind of felt like people were going to be like, what is this loser doing? But I trusted in him. I trusted in the process.
Speaking of Pierre, let's
get up here.
Let's bring him up.
Come on up here.
Let's bring the big cat up. What's funny is Pierre, this is his second time in Boca. Your first time.
Pierre's a man of the people.
Pierre is a man of the people. He came, never met the guy before, showed up to Rumble, was fucking gracious as fuck, had the
Spent some money in there, too.
Spent some money, bought a great hat for himself.
So from your perspective, Pierre, you talk about how the podcast started.
Okay, so first of all, thanks for having us here.
Hey, dude, thanks for coming down, man. I know last minute, but I knew, you know what it was? This was my thought behind it. I was like, I'm going to go home. The only way that I can assure that Zach gives his sympathetic take on my exit is if I have him on mine and I go on his. That way he can't be mean to me.
It's a 1-for-1. Yeah, it's a 1-for-1.
So I've said some funny things.
Are you guys from Detroit, by the way?
No,
no chance.
So it's funny because
that is funny.
Go ahead, talk about it.
No, I'm just laughing about the Detroit hat, but you got it. Go ahead.
Where are the shades?
See, man, that's for our podcast.
Okay, you don't do the shades.
Nah. Because here's the thing: if I wear the shades, then I can talk shit, but then I can look at you face to face and be like, "Oh, no, we're cool." Which, by the way, even after this, I'm gonna continue to analyze what you do on tape. If you put it on tape, I'm gonna laugh at it.
Dude, I was there when you were calling, Natalie Negrati esposa, all that stuff. And so fast forward however many seasons, and it's the same exact lines to D. I can't not talk shit about
and
that.
I couldn't be more jealous. She is a smoke show.
But my point is like that stuff to me is hysterical. So I'm going to point that out. I'm going to point out when you're gaslighting people. I'm going to point out when you're hilarious. Those are the things that...
You want to know what the one that... Okay, I don't give a shit about any of your takes, and Pierre knows this because I've actually texted him a few times. Like, when are you coming on? I'm like, when your fucking boy starts actually giving me my flowers, whatever, sticking up for me. The one that really hurt me was Dan Giesling, dude.
That was a brilliant move.
Okay, here's the thing though.
And that hurt me because
Here's the thing though.
I got some traders questions, but go ahead.
But the thing is it's like, was it though? Because, okay, and even if it was, you could have at least been like, Dan, I understand if you want to take challengers back because like you have relationships with them. But the fact with our relationship, he came on and you fucking actually like gassed him up for a move, which I will say to the day I die was a fucking bitch move. But
dude, you're better than him.
But for you, but you were like, listen, man, you know what Bananas hates? Going home first. I'm like, who the fuck doesn't hate going home first?
Well,
as if that's like something about me. Like, oh, there's something wrong with this guy because he hates going home.
Yeah, that was a terrible statement. You were right. But that move to me...
Dan sucks.
That move to me for Dan being gone for so long and the first person he's coming at is arguably the best reality
and then CT ends up fucking mopping the floor at the entire house.
He probably should have... You would have gotten voted out because people would have been like, yep, your ass.
But you'd have sniffed him out though, bro. You know that.
Maybe.
You would have sniffed him out quick.
Who?
Dan. That's why he went for you, bro.
Listen, for Dan to do that, he's going to get a lot of screen time because he got rid of... who else has done the Kardashians, 25 plus seasons of the show? He had to go for you. You're the most seasoned person there, most influential, biggest personality there. That move is great.
He was just jealous when I busted out the guitar and all the ladies were fucking eating
Probably.
it. That's what it was.
Probably, but...
You got some skills. Banana-roo coming up. Go to Banana.
For him, that move...
I'm going to try to make it.
You got it. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Banana-roo?
No.
I'm going to try to make it.
Listen, I'm DJing. I'm fucking hosting open mics. Whatever. I might start an OnlyFans. I don't know. Something light for the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids. No, but like, I got to say something. And, I have a million questions for our podcast. And thank you for doing that. But like, for me, the way I interpret it, and I'm a new fan, and you might not know this, but
I started know the history.
I've started covering it professionally since USA 2. But like, when you say that you are the fucking challenge, what that means to me, as somebody watching, is the story of the challenge cannot be told without talking about one person a fucking hell of a lot, and that's you. So that's what it meant to me, and for anyone to discredit that or even not be scared of that or not respect it, they needed to hear it. And I don't know, I'm all about it.
I look at these fucking British kids, dude, like the Adrians, the Jakes, the fucking Izzies, and what I said is it actually is true. It's like, you fucking losers would not be here if it was not for me. If I went on to a show that I've never been on before, say I went on, I don't know what fucking shows they do, and say an Adrienne was on for 25 fucking seasons, okay? And I went in and all that anyone did was talk about her and try and take her out. If she was like, yeah, this is my fucking show, I'd be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're not going to go with the Real Housewives of New Jersey and tell Teresa,
Yeah.
is my fucking show.
So
that is her show.
That's why people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. Just listen. Just don't piss on me and tell me it's fucking raining. Don't shit in my hand and tell me it's fucking roses. That's all I ask.
I agree. I said the same thing. I'm like, you can't argue. Like they said, they're saying it's not about you, but then every interview and every conversation was, it sure as hell would be nice to get Johnny as the hangnail. Are you that stupid or delusional?
Don't believe your blind eyes.
That's exactly like they're like, I can't stand that. Because the one thing about me that I always appreciated was like, I'll shit on myself.
Yeah.
But I'll also be honest. Like, do I want Tony to vote you in? It's going to be awkward. I don't like that feeling. But also, if you do go home, which again happened, then the game's wide open for me. But at least I'll admit that instead of being like, oh, I'm the best. I can do this. He went home because no, like I'm not the best. Yeah. I'm not going to beat CT, Johnny, or Jordan in 90% of the finals I do against them because they're better at that. So sure, I can at least admit I have to play a different game. But these people are like, we got to get rid of him because he's controlling the game. But this isn't about getting rid of him.
Yeah.
What? But anyways.
I have a ton of questions for our podcast, but I'm going to add one on yours.
Yes.
Okay. So you talked about format and the GOAT conversation has been something. Well, to me, obviously from a new fan's perspective, it seems like there's only 4 real possible answers and then really, really probably shorter than that. But let's say they did a captain's season, right, with the 4 potential nominees, the Mount Rushmore people, which is Wes. On the 4th, I'm going from back to front. Okay. I'm going from back to front. Then in terms of seniority, Jordan, hit them 2. You and CT. Who would be your number 1 pick?
Out of those 4?
Out of the remaining, because now you're a captain now. This is a captain's theme season. Who is your number 1 pick right now?
Male?
Either or. If you get to choose either or.
Okay. Shit, dude. I'd say, and these are like vets, right?
We're doing a challenge tomorrow.
Okay.
So anyone that's ever done a challenge.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
I'd say for females, I have to go with Rachel. Males, I would have to go with, and here's the thing, people always like give Leroy shit or give me, it's like, what means more to me in this game than like someone who's fucking great at the game is someone that I could trust and someone I could bounce ideas off of, and that's always been him. So I'd have to go with fucking Leroy as my.
Well, if loyalty's your reasoning, then I'll accept both.
Loyalty is my fucking reasoning.
I'll accept both answers.
That means more to me than someone that's gonna potentially be great in the game. And then I'm wondering the whole time they're gonna fuck me over when they get an opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll accept both answers because of the logic. I might fight you on the ability.
He's not a big Rachel guy. He doesn't think Rachel's as good as I tell him she is.
I just didn't love the photo shoots after you got karma points to win. But we'll talk about that.
Got it. But here's the thing, man, is you got, and I know, and the thing that I've had to tell myself in the past is that I need to separate my emotions, the way I feel about somebody personally from like the way that like they affect my game, or I feel about them in the game. So let me to turn it back on you. Okay. At the reunion show, the last reunion for 40, we had who's the GOAT to the fucking challenge? Jordan got it, obviously. How much do you think that was a popularity contest of obviously Jordan had a lot of people, rubbed a lot of less people the wrong way, but it was almost like a vote against me as opposed to a vote for him. Because when you're having the GOAT conversation, this is what I told the producer when they called me. They're like, who's the GOAT? I'm like, this is a stupid question. Because A, people aren't going to have an unbiased opinion because they're going to factor in what I've done to them in the past, how much I hate them personally, right? But B, there's a lot of different things that you can add into the argument. There should be superlatives, right? Because I'm not the most dominant person that's ever played. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the fucking strongest. I'm the best endurance. But if you take who has contributed, and this is something, who has contributed the most to the show, that's a different conversation than who runs the fastest and who runs the longest and who's fucking the scariest physically.
Right, because it's all about what goes into
exactly
the GOAT. And I think everyone thinks more of like finals records and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it went off basically number of wins, Bill Russell is. But if it was off of what you did for your community, like Michael Jordan wouldn't even be the top of that. Like he said, everyone wears sneakers. I'm not going to choose a side. So I will say that I've been a part of a negotiation that you've spearheaded, and there were other people who didn't. So you've done a lot. Like, for example, people who want to bitch about pay, I'm like, the only reason why you're making what you're making is because of this
Because
guy.
of me.
He's done it twice.
I know.
You know,
dude.
so
Fuck.
I didn't even think about that if you're really considering like, what have you done for the show? Well, you've actually been more of a man of the people. You know, they said Jordan was like very much so like anti-production on 40, and he's voiced that to me as well. And I think he got a lot of love because he advocated for his castmates. But who did that first?
But he also did it in an annoying public way, whereas mine was more like behind the scenes. I think that's what pissed them off is how he did it. And he was so out in the open about it. And he was doing that almost more to like, I think, appease fans and shit than anything.
Yeah, I'll answer this question really quickly now. As a new fan, and I've covered USA 2 up till now, and we did one rewind season, which was Rivals 1.
Yeah.
This is what I will say. They have, fans will say Wes, they'll say CT, they'll say Jordan. Out of everyone that has I've seen through me covering the show, one person out of the West, UCT, on the challenge, we saw what CT could do on traders politically, but nobody has had the physical dominance that you have had after 20 plus, after the age of 40. In my opinion, you are still competing at an extremely high level. You go into episode 4 of 41, still like high on the leaderboard for points.
Top of points.
So I don't want to hear that shit personally. That's how I feel.
So, and then again, I mean, we'll just talk about the elimination and we talked about it a little bit, but that was one of those situations where here's the one thing. This is why this is how I'm happy. This is why I'm happy that I went out the way that I did. That last vote on episode 3, when basically they were saying America's name, but that was obviously a shot for the whole house against me, including CT, including Derek.
And Nani. Let's not let Nani.
And Aviv.
I love
Aviv, that shocked me the most.
When I literally heard my name come out of their mouths and the only person that stuck up for me was fucking Leroy, I'm like, what the fuck am I even doing here at this point? It's one thing to have a house of people I don't know against me, but it's another thing to now have people who should have my back, even if it's just for the principle alone, just to be like, your name can't come out of my mouth. I'm sorry, Aviv. I know you're not going in. Your name's not coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Or I know you're going in. Nani, I know you're going in. Your name's not coming out of my mouth, right?
That's basically how it used to be.
That's how it used to be, and it's not anymore, dude. So once that happened, I was already like, D, fucking what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like,
She's like, he's a good kisser, but I'm still gonna vote for him.
so I'm literally at
That was
this
nice to
point
hear.
like, all right, I'm literally like, all right, this is fucking, again, me against the world, but now it's me against everyone because now my own friends don't want to stick their necks out for me. The Sudoku puzzle, I mean, obviously, I would say that, like, my partner really fucking put us behind in that. Now, should I have taken the lead from the beginning? Probably. Should I have pulled the numbers off the board sooner? Probably. Whatever. Nobody was responsible for me going in and going home other than this guy. So you can't have the Brits and Olivia and anyone else being like, we executed our plan. We beat you. I beat myself. And I got put into a situation where I look back on that elimination. There's nothing that I could have done differently other than strap a fucking refrigerator to my back.
And we have the conversation whenever somebody, especially someone of your caliber, which, by the way, every time somebody is in an elimination, which you said it, it's their moment maker. You are a moment maker. So if you anytime you're in any situation, it's a moment. So you're in this situation, and it's one of those things that, like, you talked about reputation and all these things. I'm going to have a million questions because in my experience, that reputation of being the best, I have several instances where that is not the case, and that's just in the 5 years that I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
In this specific instance, to see Aviv, to see Nani, to see CT, those are the 3 numbers you needed right there.
I know.
And
Then you don't even get that vote.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that
Crazy.
you wouldn't, like,
I know.
because, like, even people who have crossed you in the past, you may not have seen eye to eye with, like, I would think would come into this season and be like, we have to, like, us.
We got to represent. This is our house. We got to protect the fucking house.
Right. We have to still be superb over them. Do you know what I'm saying? And, like, I heard a while ago, Laurel, actually, when Laurel came to Detroit, she was like, I think you should reach out to Bananas because he's been talking about getting the whole gang back together and coming back because these rookies are filling
This is the conversation me and Polly just had.
Yeah. And Laurel was like, because Laurel was pushing for a while to help me come back, and that was until season 40, and now she doesn't respond to me anymore. But Laurel said, like, if you came back, like, I'm like, I am traditionally so hard on new people because I'm like, you're a rookie.
Not.
Until you get like Kyle. I was tough as hell on Kyle until I was like, all right, you're legit.
But I'm saying the fact that, like, the other vets don't see it the same way, that they don't have the same sense of ownership and the same sort of, like, dude, like I look at the challenge as, again, like my fucking house, dude. And I'm like, yeah, if you're going to come into my house, you need to take your shoes off.
Right.
You need to fucking clean up after yourself. You got to make the bed, make me fucking dinner, whatever. And they just don't see it that way. It's like, oh yeah, the new kids want to go after fucking bananas. Let's hop on that bandwagon. Anyways, like I said, it was, I wasn't bothered by the way I went out. I got to go to Rio, got to go to Carnival. It was so funny as I was sitting at home, on the beach, still collecting paychecks. So it is what it is, man. Sucks, but
There's also the fact that, like, look, we always talk about, is it a good loss? Is it a bad loss?
That was
Brother,
a good loss.
That was like, to me, that said more about what you got in the tank and the work that you've put in to hold a fucking freight train that is Gabe,
bro.
Even a little bit.
When I tell you, the only time that I was actually able to slow him down and stop his fucking momentum was when I had to lay back basically flat on the ground.
Yeah.
But production, that was a rule you weren't allowed to do.
Literally
So
parallel.
as soon as I would go like fucking like parallel, they'd be like, no, banana, stand up. And then as soon as I stand up, boom, the guy was fucking gone. There was no holding him back, dude.
The point of having the fucking log there if you can't use it.
That's like if they're like, you put, like I said, I've used this reference a lot, but like Tom Brady is not going to go against like a outside linebacker in a hitting drill and look like the champion
Yeah.
he is. But if you put him in, have this guy try to rush him, get the ball out, like you just got to, like the luck of the draw there was trash.
Yeah.
It was trash.
I know. Well, you win some, you fucking lose some. But I will say this. The only certainties in life are death, taxes, and Johnny Bananas will be back to seek his revenge. And he is still the challenge, you fucking Brits, even though you don't want to admit it. All right. Well, listen, Zach, I got to say, man, this went way better than I could have ever dreamed. I really appreciate you coming on, Pierre. Thanks for setting this up.
The way I see it is, he's the beast, you're Gaston, and I'm his little like fat friend. So like, I don't mind being that guy because this happened, and now we got it. We had an amazing show number 1, and we're gonna have another amazing show. Which, trust me, I got a bunch of questions to ask. So
I'd rather be the fucking candlestick guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he was the man.
Yeah.
He held the house down.
Yeah. All right.
That's what's up.
Well, listen, Zach, I appreciate you coming on, brother. And
only one person can pull me away from my 3-day-old child. 3-day-old child. And Jenna's okay with it. Jenna's like, yeah, you got to go.
All about it.
I was like, all right. So
love you, Jenna.
if I ask for a trip to Boca, she's saying fuck no.
yeah, she's saying no. But hey, Johnny called. She's like, you can go.
Well, listen, for those of you who aren't already following you and following your podcast, where can they find you?
Just we're on Patreon, but the Zach Nichols podcast.
Zach Nichols podcast.
Yeah.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you coming on. And yeah, next time I guess I'll have to come to fucking Detroit.
Damn, that sounds like a very fun podcast and maybe an event. We have to negotiate.
Let's cook.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast, where the tea flows like wine and my guests instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I am Oprah, and I love you.
Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for bringing the kid. Thanks for bringing the fam, dude.
Had to.
Yeah.
Expensive flight.
Fucking Anthony, dude. That kid's an acrobat.
Yeah, dude. He's sleeping now.